Our viewers are confused.
Everyone's confused.
There's more of them now. We're fine.
Okay.
I'll leave that pre-show in.
You did it for them.
They can still hear it.
Yeah. You restarted the show for them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because we love the fact.
Welcome, everybody. We're kicking to... I still fucked it up. This is the second time doing it. No, Tony. No, we have to have order.
No, you don't.
Order and precision on this podcast. Hi, everybody. I'm Sam Gonzalez, a.k.a. The Mexcellence. Welcome to me. Welcome to thee.
Yeah.
Marcos is asleep.
Marcos. Is that?
I don't know. He's doing a bit. I don't know. When he's doing bits, I don't know what happens. I don't know how to respond.
Is it finally time to go?
Yeah.
It's been. Wake up.
You kept restarting the show. I would have fallen asleep, too.
I only restarted it twice, and nobody will know about it because
2.5. 2.5.
Excuse me.
2.5 times.
Me.
And faded out a little bit.
Next to the editing, thanks to the editing, I only did it once, and that was because I was able to pull up.
They know.
They know.
Whoever that green name is, he knows.
Keychain will never know. He will never speak these lies on YouTube, on Spotify, and on Apple Music. I should say Spotify. I should say it with a little bit of begrudgingness because of the topic we're going to get into today.
Say it like Neil Young would say it.
I don't even know what Neil Young sounds like.
Listen to Heart of Gold. That's exactly what he sounds like in everyday conversation.
I don't know what Heart of Gold sounds like.
It's not at all how he
sounds. I learned because of Joe Rogan. The only Neil Young song I know is "Rockin' in the Free World."
Really?
Yeah.
Not Heart of Gold. That's crazy.
I don't know any Neil Young songs. I probably do, but don't know him by name.
Him and Joni Mitchell.
I don't know Joni
And
Mitchell. I
Bruce
probably heard a tune of hers
Springsteen and the
too.
E Street
I know
Band.
actually a lot of. Bruce
Wait a
Springsteen.
minute. Neil Young, you said?
Yeah.
I was literally looking up. They haven't done it yet, thank God. I was looking up Neil Young on Spotify, and he was like, "Remove my music from Spotify."
What were you looking? Yeah, that was the main thing.
Because that's what I use.
Why are you
Journey
still
Through the Past?
using it?
Because I already paid
You're
the bill.
part of the problem, Sam.
No, because they're about to give me $500,000. I hope.
Wow.
We'll get into it in a little bit. This is Kicking with the Compas, everybody. Hold on. This is the song?
What's funny is I'm going to be defending Spotify today. I don't use Spotify.
Never heard that.
I'm on Apple Music.
Never heard Neil Young in my life. Anyway, I'm Sammy Gonzalez, a.k.a. The Mexcellence. Find me at The Mexcellence on all forms of social media. And you can find The Mexcellence podcast everywhere. You're watching on Twitch right now if it's live. If you're not watching live, you're probably watching this on YouTube. And if you're not watching this, you're probably listening to this. Actually, it's on video on Spotify, too. So if you have Spotify...
I don't.
Well, if you did, you could be watching it on video right now. And if you're watching it on audio, it's probably like Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts. We're available everywhere.
I like Apple.
Yeah.
I'll do an Apple.
It's fine. How about a Google?
Not Spotify.
How about a Google? That's Android.
Yeah.
Stitcher, we're there too.
What the fuck is that? I don't know.
Stitcher, sponsor us, and we'll let our people know. But anyway, we're available everywhere. We have 2 different YouTubes. We have our archive where you can watch the whole thing.
Are we on Nimbus?
Nimbus?
Yeah.
Working on it.
Well, it doesn't exist because I figured you made that last one up too, so I made one up.
But Stitcher is a real thing.
I don't believe
that's where
it is.
people get the most of their podcasts.
Is it one of those that like it's absent of a vowel?
It's an RSS
There's no
feed.
E's in it?
No, it's not. Stitcher. It's not Verbo.
Yeah.
It's not, what else?
It's a million of them. But I can't think of any right now. That's you?
What?
Any abbreviated names where it's like
names
you have to like
got
take out the
popular all of a
vowels.
sudden.
I use YouTube because everything's on it. That's
They
my thing.
still got vowels. So they're good.
I bought that Chicano kid. You're not snitching unless you comment 3 times on all forms of social media. No one will ever know. That's the fact. But anyway, we were going to talk about gangs, and that was such good content. I hope it's still in the pre-show, but we're not talking about it anymore because I'm still wearing blue and nothing's changed.
Well, you went from wearing red to wearing blue.
That's
it's
because-
like things will always be the same.
Is that a Tupac reference?
That was.
Changes.
I see no changes. I wake up every morning wondering if I should blast myself. I know that's not what he says, but he ends up blasting himself.
But it's weird seeing you in blue.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
It's
man.
subconscious because it's like a thing. Like I never noticed you never wore blue until you told it.
Right.
You told us right before the show.
Yeah.
And now now my brain knows because I was uncomfortable with you wearing it
I've
coming
seen him
out.
wear this shirt. It's the hat that throws me. The little Sonic character.
It's a lot
Oh
of
no,
blue.
these are ice hockey. 1989's ice hockey. It's an NES game. This is a prototype hat.
I remember that game.
Yeah, it's a prototype hat. It's one of my favorite games. It doesn't look good black on black, but it's the only blue hat I had that wasn't the taco hat that I've worn.
It's a lot of blue.
Yeah, I know.
Dangerous amount of blue.
Dude, here's the thing. So when I do this show, Tommy,
Yeah.
I think of myself, and I'd like to think of myself in terms of the outfits on this show as video game. So like when you watch,
This is gangland.
This is not gangland, Tommy. Just because I wear red and I wear blue some days, it's so that I'm not seen as being a gang member.
I think it's because it's plaid. If it wasn't plaid, then maybe you
Well,
could
no,
make
it'd
it.
only be bad if I had the top button only button, which is I think I'm missing a button. I am missing a button.
Doesn't matter really.
Either way,
The California aura is on you. Plus, you're doing that shit.
I'm not
like,
wearing a fucking Dodger hat. I could be.
Is
You
the
don't like
button
the
all the way to the
Dodgers,
top?
I
Well, he probably can't with his neck.
No, shut up.
What's wrong with saying you have a big neck?
I'm portly. It's not because I'm muscular. I could, but it hurt.
You didn't have to put that out there. No one knows.
Everyone knows I'm portly. Look at my cheeks.
No one knows that you don't deadlift on the weekends.
Bro, I deadlift all the time. It's mostly myself out of bed.
You didn't
Because
have
I
to
am
put that
dead
out
and
there.
I lift myself out of
Doesn't
bed.
count.
Yeah.
Doesn't?
No.
Shit. I was telling people in my profiles that I work out every day. And it's mostly just me getting out
Depends
of bed.
on what your definition of workout is. Mine is
sad. My issues.
mine is getting up and down from the couch.
Yeah. See, I
Counts.
work out my issues.
4 reps
at
of
therapy.
2.
How does that even work?
You'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out one of these
Mathematics.
days. But anyway, no. So I wear blue because, because I wasn't. If you wore blue, you were a Crip.
Right.
And if you wore red, you were a Bulldog growing up. And so
What?
I never wore. Yeah.
Whoa, there's a whole nother gang you're just completely
Bloods?
ignoring. Yeah.
No, they got ousted in Fresno.
Out of Fresno?
Yeah. So the
How do you
Bulldogs are
get
the
out?
red one.
They got exiled?
No, they either got absorbed, I think.
They lost a dance competition.
Yeah,
and
we banished you from Fresno.
right.
You got served. I can see that
much.
happening.
Yeah. I don't know how much I don't know how. Are gangs still a thing?
Yes,
No,
100%.
they absolutely
Like,
are.
I get like the cartel's a thing and the mafia is still a real thing, but
no,
like,
actual gangs
there's
is
people still
still a
set tripping in this world?
Oh, for sure.
Like, other
You
than
don't
outside
see
of major
graffiti
cities?
when you drive around.
He's been out of
That
California
seems like an
for a long time.
that seems like an outlet for hipsters at this point.
No, it depends
No.
on the
Depends on what it looks like.
What it looks.
If it's some shit you don't understand,
I don't understand a
It's a
lot. Well, I
gang.
don't understand Austin gangs. Why are you tripping in Austin?
if it's a mural of Amy Winehouse, that's a hipster.
Okay.
Dude, there's gangs in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Like,
I know.
there's
What the?
There shouldn't be though. That's the thing that I've
Statistically,
always,
I feel like there shouldn't.
that's
be,
what I
right?
don't understand about gangs is like,
Yeah.
how are you set tripping in Ohio? How are you set tripping in?
Ohio is definitely a place with a lot of gangs.
Why?
Because it's low
Cleveland's
income. So
bad,
how do you
yeah.
make money? You make money with drugs.
Cincinnati, it's no one pays attention to it. It's like Little Rock, Arkansas. That's another city that's really bad. but
Right.
No one pays attention to it. So why would you? They don't even have a sports team.
Right.
Why would we?
I'm saying if you guys know, like, you know what place trips me out?
What?
Oxnard, California has gangs. There's real bad gang violence. Oxnard, California is literally what you think about when you think of sunny California beaches.
Now, where are the Diaz brothers from?
Diaz brothers? Stockton.
I think
Central Valley.
Stockton is very Stockton and Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah.
Youngstown is rough.
Youngstown
is very rough.
I mean, I know it's a very common fact, but at a certain point, like, my knowledge of gangs just blew up when I figured out Baltimore is probably one of the worst places.
The Wire did it for me.
Well, yeah, that's The
what I
Wire.
meant. Like,
Yeah.
because I've always been around gangs and cartel, so like my knowledge of it drastically changed with gangland.
I got a lot of cousins that are Bloods and Crips. Same family. Family reunion's very interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
That's Oxnard, California. People are set tripping over there a lot.
Were those boats?
Those are boats.
They do a drive-by on a yacht.
It looks like, yeah, right? It looks like
Exactly.
Palm Springs.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying is that, like,
Not Palm Springs.
that can't be that
Palm
fast.
Beach. There you go. Yeah, it looks like Palm Beach. You can reload like 3 times.
At that point, you just become a pirate. You just
That's kinda what
you
they
get a
are.
cannonball, and then you just fucking
They got money, so
bro. Blood and Crip pirates. That sounds like a great idea.
I didn't see that episode of Gangland.
yeah. I would watch it. For
Like
sure.
Somali pirates, they don't wear
They
colors.
still, that's the last pirates that exist.
Right, but they don't have colors, right?
No.
Like pirates had colors, right?
Can't
Had
afford to.
flags and shit.
Yeah, what the Somali pirates?
Yeah, they can't afford to have colors. They
They're just on like standard speedboats now. It's no more big ass ships.
No, but if you're gonna be on a speedboat, you
fish
gotta
it.
put a stick, and you gotta
so
you got 3 speedboats with 5 each on those. That's efficient as fuck.
right. No, but you need a stick with
They
the
save
flag.
money on gas.
and you need your signifier. Why be a pirate if you don't have your own Jolly Roger?
Because it's 2022.
Yeah, dude, snipers use wind. That is just
Yeah, they do the. Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna be a Somali pirate, you need colors to fly. That's why be so badass.
Is that a real thing? Do they not do
No,
that?
pirates
No, they
know
don't.
because pirates fly their colors. Jolly Roger.
Do speedboats have
Blackbeard,
flag things?
They need to have
Hold
them.
things,
They
okay.
need one of their 5 guys to hold it in the back.
That's
You
like
know,
a drummer boy. Like that's your
giant
only
target,
purpose,
bro. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, we can see you coming from like 2 miles away.
You act like you
we're
can't
on
hear a
scene.
Yeah,
If you're on scene, you got a motherfucker just standing there with binoculars 24/7.
You got dudes
like the
hitting-
iceberg on Titanic guy. Well, he missed his shit, but that doesn't matter.
You got dudes
You
hitting
gotta-
people
yeah.
at 50 miles away with a 50 caliber Beretta. You're not going
But
to.
not
You
on
may
the
have
ocean.
snipers on the boat.
The ocean is wiggly. You can't snipe.
No,
mean-
they do it in the mountains, which is a lot fucking harder.
Let me tell you
The
something.
mountains are at least still and have wind.
Here's the problem.
An ocean moves and
When
has
you have
also
to factor
wind.
the curvature of the Earth and the wind density, it doesn't matter. Like that's
True.
way harder of a shot.
Add
Yeah,
ocean. Add ocean. You can't do it. You can't snipe on the ocean.
Ocean-
Yes,
oh,
well, you're
bullshit.
100%.
Let me give you a scenario.
Who's sniping
let me
on
be
the
a
ocean?
let me be a Somali pirate, and I see this beautiful big ass yacht. On that yacht is a billionaire who has guns. Who's that dude from Vegas?
I was just gonna say, dude, you never saw Captain Phillips.
No shit.
I saw the meme.
No, that's not it. The
No,
end of the
what?
movie ends with all those dudes being capped.
Yeah.
The pirates?
Yes.
Yes.
They're sniped by Navy SEAls. Like
Yeah, but you're
did
not
not
getting
see
into
that.
Navy SEAL territory. That's because they stayed on the ship.
No,
you gotta
if it
go
gets
in.
out that hey, we're being fucking abducted by pirates.
Go in. You have to do what pirates did and murder everybody on there.
feel
Take
like-
the loot.
that's not how you
Can
get
we
ransom.
call them neo pirates? Because it's not
Yeah,
like
they're not
it's
real
not
pirates.
Jack Sparrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're pirates by
They
definition.
need to have swords. If they don't have a sword,
no,
then they're
man,
not a pirate.
come on.
Where's my sword? I have a pirate
Or a
sword
hook
over
for a
there.
hand, no.
Yeah.
Listen.
If one of them doesn't have an eye patch or a peg leg, they're not pirates.
Can I throw a really bad movie pitch to you guys?
Sure.
right
Go
now?
for it.
Remake, modern day remake, Peter Pan, gritty, realistic, right?
Hook already exists.
No. Our Peter Pan isn't an adult with depression. This is real world. No magic. So it's a whole boat with kidnapped children
Okay.
by a Somali pirate with a hook. We're getting in racist territory, but it's okay. The African, I feel like I'm allowed to do this.
That might actually be appropriation, just by an inch, but still.
Fuck it, I'll take the
Right.
brunt.
You're from LaGrange. That's like the most appropriation.
True. But yeah, no. So we got a Somali pirate with a hook for a hand. That's Captain Hook. And we got one rebellious kidnapped child. That's Peter Pan, who wants to be a kid forever. And he dies at the end, and therefore he is a kid forever.
That sounds awful.
It was a bad movie.
And it's called Nautical Bandits.
I like that. Peter Pan Nautical Bandits. I'd watch it.
I wouldn't.
A24, where you at?
You didn't even watch Captain Phillips.
Yeah, right? You're
Yeah,
not going to
because
watch
it has Tom Hanks in it.
You would watch my movie.
Do you not like Tom Hanks?
No, Tom Hanks is Tom Hanks in his movie, so I can't
he
watch him
doesn't
anymore.
like dogs, so yeah, of course he doesn't like Tom Hanks.
No, Tom
His
Hanks is.
favorite movie is Forrest Gump.
No, I like Forrest Gump.
Why?
I like
Read
Forrest
the
Gump.
book. Oh, you don't like to read.
Yeah, readings for suck is.
Audible. Or some form
Listen
of
to
book
it.
reading.
No, apparently he gets assaulted by Jenny.
It's
It's not fun.
it is
I
insanity.
mean, the movie's not fun. It's a terrible movie.
The
it's
movie's
like
not
that the writer of
terrible.
Fight Club wrote Forrest Gump. That's what the book feels
None
like.
of it's good.
It's insanity.
Nothing's good. Everything's awful in this world.
He has a gigantic penis also.
That's what I was.
Oh, okay. I didn't-
Yeah, apparently he had.
And Jenny's worse.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah,
It
Jenny
can't get much worse.
Oh,
Jenny's
read that
bad.
book, Marcos. She's fucking terrible.
God, it's. Yeah.
And he goes to space.
He does go to space. I remember that reading
Right.
about that in the about.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot more than just JFK and winning the college football championship back then.
With Alabama, still Alabama. Why was he in the
In
NFL? he would have
Vietnam,
been
like, it's-
first round draft. Oh, that's right. He had to go to Vietnam. That's why he didn't get drafted.
Vietnam.
Well, he got
yeah.
drafted in the Vietnam,
Right.
Not the NFL draft.
Right.
But then he should have come back and then just been like
He would have been perfect for the NFL in the 60s.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah. He just,
You know what? We should do a top 5 build a fantasy football team, but with fantasy characters. I think Forrest Gump would be a good running back. Can't stop him.
You have to stop. You have to have somebody in the tunnel to stop him.
Right. But like, I don't know. Maybe I'd put the Thing at defensive tackle. Who knows?
The Thing?
The
Yeah.
thing. Are we doing fake people
Yeah,
now?
fantasy football.
I
Oh,
thought
in the literal sense.
In the literal sense.
All right,
okay,
cool.
Cyclops just incinerates Forrest Gump.
No
The
shit.
end.
If we're
Like,
doing-
you can't do
No,
it.
you
Like
can't
that.
use powers. Like Quicksilver
They
can
gotta
tackle
use
him.
their powers.
No, but Forrest Gump.
Quicksilver's going to be a fucking wide receiver easily.
Yeah, but the Flash will be corner, and then it's equal. Flash can apparently stop time, but like
Who's
we'll limit
faster,
him.
Quicksilver,
Flash
or
by
Superman?
a lot.
Flash by a lot.
Superman
DC
can rotate the Earth.
But DC heroes in general are faster than anything in Marvel. Faster, stronger, everything.
Flash can like go back in like molecular
He
time.
can fuck up the universe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Flash is like
And alternate
That's why
universes,
DC doesn't
yeah.
excite me because they do that. They'll be like, "Oh,
I'm
it's
not-
like a kid playing with toys."
Batman's the only one I like, and I'm starting to really turn on him lately.
Oh, why didn't you? You need
after
to.
that SNL skit, and then just people pointing out all. It's a whole skit about how he only fucks with people in bad neighborhoods who are just
yeah.
trying to make it.
So
Yeah.
back in the heyday of like the Justice League cartoons and stuff like that, like there's all these other adventures and stuff. The one that stuck with me as being like a well-written, like this is a really good episode, and it's just a random dude saving the day, is the Booster Gold episode.
I love Booster Gold.
And Booster Gold.
He's obscure.
He's a dude from the future that is just like
He's a cocky.
He's like an average dude in like the year 2045, but if he comes here, he's a superhero with all the gadgets and stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's an episode where he saves the day. And that's kind of where I like what DC is doing now. Like, when they're just like, we're going to just grab these characters and they're going to do something neat and do their own thing. Like, when they do something big, like the Justice League, fuck that.
That was the worst thing they've ever done.
Exactly.
Twice.
But
I
now
don't give a
that,
fuck. Snyder Cut's not that great.
It's not. None of them are. They're not good.
Some of
I wouldn't
them
say
okay.
none of them
Yeah.
are because
Shazam's fine.
Suicide
Shazam's
Squad is my
fine.
favorite by far.
The second Suicide?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
The
one's
Suicide
that one's
Squad.
good.
Yes.
But, I mean, that's where I was going to head, is that Peacemaker is so much fun.
Yes.
It is.
It's a sequel that you wanted, kind of, sort of.
It's
It's
not,
the Hobbs and Shaw of the Suicide Squad.
I watched the first like 30 minutes of it, and it's enjoyable. If someone likes it, I'm 100% okay with it because it wasn't bad in my
The
opinion.
opening, like the opening credit sequence,
Right.
makes me uncomfortable.
I
But
do,
go-
yeah, Marcos loves it. He's doing it right now. He's committed it to memory.
No.
But I stopped watching it, and I have no interest in going back.
Really?
Like I said, it's not for me, but it's not bad
What
entertainment.
is for? They don't make musical shows anymore.
They don't want a musical
Smash is
show.
off
It
the
literally
air.
opens
Hey.
with the music.
I watched Schmigadoon. That was a musical show.
Oh, I forgot about it. Yeah,
enjoyed
I
that.
knew you were the first to watch that.
No, my
shit.
sister got me into it. And I was
I've
like,
ignored it ever since. So you have Apple Plus.
no,
Borrowed Apple Plus.
I borrowed Apple Plus.
You know
It's
what would be
great-
for
it's
him?
pretty
It,
good.
100%. It'd be Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh my God.
maybe
Yeah.
probably
That's you. That was written for you.
maybe.
No, it is. It's sensitive and pussy-ish, and
I wasn't
You
going to go
can edit it
there.
out,
I was
it's
just saying
fine.
it was wholesome.
it's look. It is. No, it's you. Like you would be if you were nice. You would be Ted Lasso.
What are you talking about? I am nice.
You are not.
You're not
Oh,
Ted
wow.
Lasso nice.
You are no Ted Lasso, sir.
Ted Lasso is who you would want to be, and that's why you admire like Stephen Colbert. Like it's fair.
Stephen Colbert's just smart.
No, I feel like
just wanna
he's.
be that smart.
I don't know why. Look, this is just my perception, and it could be totally off. I feel like Stephen Colbert is not a good person. Like
Oh,
kind of
he's
a dick.
secret. He's secret dick, but not. He's not a
Yeah.
dick. He's secretly sad.
I see
That's
the way
his
he-
thing. That's why I like him.
I see the way he treats John Baptiste, and I don't like it.
Oh come on, that's
That's a great guy, right?
John.
there.
He's nice to John, but he
And
invited him to
super
Thanksgiving.
talented. Love a John Baptiste.
I had no idea who
let's
he was.
let's invite the black guy to Thanksgiving. Fuck that shit. I don't like him, man. There's something about him I do not like. I don't trust.
It's because the glasses. You don't trust the glasses.
I don't like the glasses. I don't like the Lord of the Rings obsession.
You don't like the
And I don't like the
Catholicism?
fact that he gaslit everyone for the
shut
better
up.
part of a decade.
What's wrong with doing a character?
That was him. I thought that was that guy.
That's
I'm
your
like-
fault.
Yeah, that one.
No,
is
I
kind
mean
of a-
halfway through, I was like, "Oh, he's putting on a character."
No, it should have been the first episode.
No.
you
He was
He was
realized.
playing the same character before he even spun off and did his
it
own
was a
show.
long time ago.
That is a you problem, and only you.
I thought he was similar. I knew it was an exaggeration. I thought it was more of an exaggeration than just a completely different.
It's a
character.
completely different character.
Yeah. it
Like
is
one
a-
of the first things he did in his spin-off show was interview Bill O'Reilly, and Bill O'Reilly was uncomfortable as fuck the entire
I
interview.
love it. Not like was Eric Andre uncomfortable?
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I think he was
Really?
Eric Andre uncomfortable.
That's really
But he
uncomfortable.
didn't do like Eric Andre weird things. He was just like, he was just asking like pointed questions. Think about the Bush era. I think about
Oh, yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And then that was enough to make him like squirm in his seat and stuff like that.
He-
Oh wow.
I mean, yeah, that I did a whole college paper about that era of.
You know who does that
infotainment.
way better? What's his name? Klepper. He's the Daily Show guy.
Trevor Noah.
No,
Yes.
the new guy, the guy that goes out with
Yeah.
the
Oh, Jordan
he's with-
Klepper.
Jordan
Yeah.
Klepper. Yeah, he does that much better.
He makes me cringe.
He's far.
I like
funnier
it,
to
but
me
it makes
than-
me cringe. I don't
than
like
fucking
watching
Stephen Colbert. Let's give him that show.
Jordan Clever's not good enough to have his own show.
No, he is good enough to
He
have
is
his own.
absolutely
But
good
the problem
enough.
is, like, at least what a Comedy Central executive is probably thinking is, like, we've given, like, 7 people from The Daily Show their own
It's like a
show.
breeding ground. It's
No,
like
no.
that Saturday Night Live.
But outside of when Colbert left to do whatever he does now,
Yeah.
the other 6 didn't take off.
Larry Wilmore didn't do anything.
Steve Carell did.
Trevor Noah's figuring it out. Carell did.
Dude, Trevor Noah is on it for like 4 years at this point.
Right, but he
Hassan.
didn't. He wasn't able. He's not able
Actually,
to maintain that fever pitch.
It's
that
like
the Daily Show
5
did.
years because I remember thinking it was really weird that Jon Stewart is stepping out like when we needed him most and Trump took off.
Right.
We got the Trevor Noah.
Right.
Yeah, Trevor Noah.
It's a
Which
different
Which
thing,
to
but
me
it's not
was
as good.
too. I love Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah is
I became a fan because of all that.
But
shit.
he doesn't have the same like smart points that destroy people. The
No,
way
no, no.
that
His,
Jon
Right.
Stewart
It's
does.
a different
just-
thing.
It's a subtle jokes that just kind of pile up.
Like
type
Jon Stewart interviewing Tommy Loren would have gone completely different than the
Yeah.
way that Trevor Noah did it.
I feel like they hooked up or something. It seems like a Trevor Noah thing to do.
Trevor Noah is a secret Casanova because he's like super young and talented, and he doesn't have a wife, and apparently he
From
just
Africa.
dates.
Well, he dates Minka Kelly.
Right, but he dated other people or maybe not have dated, just fucked them, and just because he can.
He's a celebrity, of course.
Exactly, but he's like the one where I don't think he hides it. You know, other celebrities
Of
try to
course
be.
not. Fuck, he came from fucking Africa.
What does that mean?
Oh, I mean,
I mean,
look,
I've heard the stories about.
I'm
Yeah,
not, I want to
he's
go
read
to
his
Africa,
book.
obviously. No, but like life is different there, especially where he came from, to
Right.
like things that we take for granted they don't have. And so yeah, no, it's a hell of a come up.
I guess. Well, no, not I guess so. I definitely know. So.
Yeah.
He grew up in apartheid South Africa, so
Exactly right. Yeah,
deserves all he gets. I like him. I have nothing against it. It's just different than what Stewart was doing, but.
not a fan of Stewart.
It's fine. You don't need to be. Wait, not anymore. Once he said that Wuhan came, the coronavirus
He's
came from the
turning into a
Wuhan
mixture
thing.
of Joe Rogan and David Letterman.
Less Joe
That's a
Rogan
bad
because
combo.
less Joe Rogan because he's working
No,
on
just a hint. More David Letterman, but still, you
more
know,
David Letterman,
getting the
but
beard
mostly
and
just the
everything.
bitterness.
He misses
bitter.
it.
He doesn't seem happy to do that.
He doesn't seem
Yeah, he's
happy at
bitter.
all.
He's bitter
Does
about
anyone
the
watch?
world.
Oh, his show's on Apple, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know, bro.
They don't advertise
dude,
it at
I
all.
watched half an episode and I was like, this.
They
just
do not
hurts my
look.
feelings.
I'm on Apple Plus every day watching random shows.
They don't
They only got like 20,
Right.
but they're good. All of them, I
Right.
think. But no, look, like so. I don't. They do not advertise. You have to search for his show in order for it to pop up.
Yeah, and it's not. It's educational.
Okay.
But it's boring and it's very deep and it's very personal and it's very dense and it's just like I don't want to. This is not
It's like
how I
a
want to spend my
personal diary.
entertainment.
Yeah, I don't want to watch this.
I don't want to. I don't want to hear about 9/11 people having cancer and their teeth falling out and shit. Like it's stuff like
He's
that.
done. I mean, he's,
Where it does
I give him
good for
always-
the world.
Yeah, I
It
always
needs
give
to
him
be
credit
done.
That was like his main charitable.
Yeah,
thing.
but it needs to be done.
But it's like you're talking into an empty basement.
Right, and that's why he's bitter.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to watch that. No one wants
Shouldn't
to
have given up your show, fucker. That's your fault. God damn.
Nah, that would have killed him. Doing that show would have legit killed him. That type of because he was spinning his wheels near the end. He was like, I can't fix anything. Nobody's listening.
No.
for real.
I didn't
No
think
one
it
can
was-
fix anything.
No, but
I don't
think
think
he
he was
found-
spinning his wheels. He was hitting a higher level.
yeah, he was
right.
grabbing a few people.
But
which is always a good
but
thing.
the thing was, what I was noticing because I watched that show religiously. I
Yeah.
watched that show since.
I mean, I used to watch it, and
used
then
to
when he
watch it.
left,
Everyone
I
used to
stopped
watch.
watching.
oh yeah.
Oh no, that's when I started watching it more actually
Yeah.
when he left because he was never my kind.
the
of guy.
thing was that I think he found more purpose in doing that 9/11 thing where he got them their health care for like
Right.
the cancer and all that stuff, and then he
Well,
was
he
doing the
should've.
hearing. Was it hearing loss? Or no,
no,
it was
I-
the dump. There was the fumes. The soldiers their dump piles.
yeah.
They
Oh,
take all the what is it?
It was burning shit. That I don't know what it's called. Like,
Yeah,
or what the
but
bill
essentially,
is.
you take all the garbage, and you blow up a place or whatever. You take all their guns, and you take all their
That's
food,
not what
and
it
you
is.
take
It's
all
burning
their
shit. It's
Huh?
literally you're burning human shit and inhaling the fumes.
yeah.
Oh, God.
And so they're burn something pits or whatever, and
Burn
they give people cancer, and it makes them terrible, and
It's fucking terrible.
and yeah, it's like eating their fucking insides alive, all the
God.
parasites and shit. And so he's like fighting it to get that, and I think he finds more purpose doing that stuff.
well, then he needs to do
He's-
that.
he's doing with the
Leave
show.
the show alone.
No, but the show's that. The show
No
is
one
fighting
watches
for
the
that.
show. You're
Exactly.
wasting time doing
It
the show when
hurts
you can
to
just be out.
watch. No, but he's bringing light to it. It's a deeper
You
John
gotta be
Oliver.
funny to bring light to something.
No, you have to be funny to bring levity to something. He's bringing a light to
Well, no
it.
one wants light. People want levity.
Well, that's why
If
no one
you
watches
bring
the show,
light, you
Tommy.
bring
That's the whole
levity.
point.
Well, you're fans of him and Colbert. I don't trust
I like
you with
Colbert
comedy.
more. You don't trust
Birbiglia? Is that his name?
Birbiglia's fucking.
He's not.
He's
He doesn't
observational.
say
fun.
fuck.
What's the name of the big dude that used
He
to
does
be a
say fuck.
Marine?
Huh?
He was like the
Ralphie
OG
May?
Daily
Oh, no.
the old school Daily Show guy,
I don't know. Oh,
Craig
Rob
Kilborn?
Riggle.
Rob Riggle.
What about Rob Riggle?
I was just trying to. I don't know. He seems your kind of guy.
No.
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 Rob Riggle says fuck.
I like comedians who say fuck.
No, you like.
Well, don't
I'm
tell
not
me
going
what
to say.
I like,
I'm not
Tommy.
going to. No, I know. I was going to say a name of a comedian who's very controversial, who has a documentary out, that's very good. Also,
Who?
Cosby.
Oh no, I like his comedy.
You grew up on his comedy.
grew up on his
you
comedy.
could probably say
His comedy is
Whole bits.
good. His bits are good.
no, they were always trash.
He is an awful
As was
person.
he.
I never thought.
I hated the Cosby Show. I hated a stand-up. I hated Uptown Saturday Night. And I love Sidney Poitier.
Me too, actually.
You wanted the Cosby
No,
Show.
I
I wanted the
knew-
Cosby
no.
Show. You wanted
No.
to be Theo. I wanted to be
You know
Theo.
what was a better Cosby Show? Parenthood with Robert Townsend.
Guess what? Who watched that?
Me,
Nobody.
right here was made for me, and I watched, and it was great because I love Robert
No,
Townsend.
because you-
Robert Townsend is the real Bill Cosby. He should have gotten all the credit fucking Bill Cosby got over all these years because he's talented and he's not a fucking predator.
Me in like 1996 watching anything. Like I had more fun watching Sanford and Son than I did the Cosby
Sanford and
Show.
Son was my shit.
Like I saw the Cosby Show and I was like, this is boring.
Here's
Fuck
the
this
thing.
shit.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It was some bullshit. It wasn't
Yeah.
realistic.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's
yes,
it was realistic
no.
to you.
There are black lawyers and doctors. I don't know if they hook up together. Maybe one or two.
Yeah, see, you
But-
only got one or the other. You wished you could have had Claire.
Let me tell you something. Black people do not sing night and day. We don't lip sync it and choreograph whole dance numbers on staircases. We don't do shit like that.
Do you hang out with
Highly
Stevie Wonder?
unrealistic.
They hung out with Stevie Wonder.
We don't do that shit either. Stevie, where you at? I would love to hang out with you.
You know why?
No.
Because you're not a Huxtable. I wanted to be a Huxtable.
I did
Want
not.
to be Theo, didn't you?
No, Theo,
about Alvin?
Theo, no, Alvin. Alvin was weird. That guy was a weirdo. No,
He's great on Always Sunny.
Apparently, because the funny thing about the Cosby Show, the criticism about it now, but beside the obvious,
Right.
was that he was hella mean to Theo, and then at later seasons, like, oh, he has ADHD.
So-
So he was bullying his son
Yeah.
for not being smart enough
Well, of course.
when he just had ADHD, which that's
This coming
cool as
from,
shit.
he was the doctor, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
great.
like I don't
great
even know if he was that type of
Old
doctor.
Dr. Huxtable, who I definitely wouldn't trust to be my doctor, especially like, my mother's doctor or my
Yeah,
sister's
that,
doctor.
That
or-
makes it really bad now. The doctor
Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Also doesn't look good is that quote, the world famous quote every black parent uses, straight from the Cosbys. You're not black.
I brought you in this world, so I'll take you out.
That's the one, Sammy.
That's a funny quote. They still use
no,
that. People
they
steal that all the
black
time.
parents use it realistically.
Right.
Like they pull knives on children and use it sometimes.
It's like looking
they're
at-
not gonna do anything to you, but it's to strike the fear.
I don't know if that's
Fear
true.
is a big part of a black parent.
It's like
it works.
looking at Zip Bam Boom Straight to the Moon and thinking that's still funny, like from the 50s.
My dad would have.
Spousal abuse is not funny. Child
moon.
abuse. Child abuse.
What was it? The honeymooners.
I'm just saying. Spousal
no.
abuse is never funny.
No,
Child
it's
abuse,
terrible.
I think can be. I'm kidding. No, that's. See, I don't have a good joke.
You wanted
for
to
that.
abuse children in the fucking video game when we were
What?
playing.
Which one was that one? Oh no!
Detroit.
Oh,
You were like,
Detroit.
fuck this kid. Like,
No,
You can punch
Detroit.
children?
No, Detroit. The little girl was annoying, so I had no reason
You
to
kicked
save
her.
her. No, I didn't. Her dad
Okay.
was beating the shit out of her, and I was like, "Oh, you don't hit kids." And so then I used the robot to defeat the father. And now
And
I'm
not the kid.
And I'm a robot to protect
Well,
the kid.
clearly the kid did something wrong.
The kid was just annoying. Well, the kid was so. If you want
So
to
you
be
can't
fair,
throw anything at the kids?
no,
this isn't
you're
like an
protecting the
open
kid.
world.
You're protecting the kid. That's
like
the
this.
moral. You're a
like
robot
this.
protecting the kid.
Oh, have
you
to-
can follow your programming and not save the kid. That is a
Really?
Yeah, that is.
I
an
would do
insight.
that.
No, I fought the
Let's do
program
that.
because
Why?
I'm a robot. Robots
The
should
kid
serve-
deserved it.
To be fair, the kid only got abused. They didn't do anything other than be abused and be weird.
Yeah, no,
That's
don't-
not a crime.
Hey, look, kids are annoying as shit. If you end up just face palming one, then it happens, I guess.
Right, but you don't. But that's not
No.
the point of the game. The point of the game, at least
They
in
should
my
make
eyes,
a game just for that.
to push children.
Just push children. Walker like a the Grand Theft Auto type situation. Can't kill them. Don't kill them or do anything horrible to them. But kids deserve to be pushed or face palmed every now and again, right?
This is the hottest of takes, Tommy.
How's this a hot take? We got switches and belts.
You got mad at Bill Cosby saying, "I brought you in this world to-" now you want to shove children?
They'll be fine. It's a shove. It teaches a lot of character. A shove.
From an adult?
Get rid of. Well, I'm not saying chunk them into a wall. I'm just saying.
So what's the limit of push?
You know,
because here's the thing: if you just kind of bump them, kids get bumped all the time because they're tiny.
Spank them. Can you do the shoulder bump? That I don't like you shoulder.
You want to shoulder check children?
Can you not do that?
I think the only thing that's acceptable.
What is the limit?
The limit? You know what the limit is?
What?
Sticking your foot out a little bit.
Trip 'em.
Then trip them.
I tripped my mom once. Got my ass beat.
Why did you trip your mom?
I thought it'd be funny, and it was not.
It's not funny.
It didn't end up funny for me at all.
The elderly falling is not funny.
He wasn't
like for
elderly
real.
at the time. It's not like he did it last week.
Bro, your mom.
It sounds like my mother's. My mother never spanked me ever. My mother's like an angel, a saint, but for whatever reason, that shit set her the fuck off.
Well, yeah, because you tripped
I saw a side of I've never seen
How old
before.
was she at the time, you think?
Oh, like probably 37.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't trip at 37. You're almost 37.
Right.
If I tripped you,
I chunk them into a wall.
if I tripped you, you'd be like, Sammy, why? You would have this look of betrayal on your face. Why?
See, I know that now. It's a lot more to it than just the gesture of, oh, you could have hurt me.
Right.
It is a betrayal. It's you stab me in the back somehow.
Because here's the thing, though, but children, though, if you trip them,
right.
I have big feet, and if they're running around my parameter and they're in my way, you can't be harmful to them. You can maybe say something, but you run the risk of having an argument with their parent, being like, my kid can do whatever they want, because clearly they're running around.
That's why I don't
without mothers.
Yeah.
Right. But if they're running around and you just kind of slide a foot a little bit, and they fall because they weren't aware of where your foot was immediately.
Like that's dangerous. They move with a lot of velocity.
Right, but they are bounceable.
I have nieces and nephews. They're annoying as shit, but I have them.
But they're bounceable. Kids recover quickly.
I've never tripped them.
If a kid is good enough to run, they're good enough to fall.
I don't want to do that.
That explains why Sam doesn't run.
That's why I feel like a gentle shove is just...
A shove is malicious. A trip...
Well, I want them to know the intent, but I want them to know from what you did, this is why you got shoved. It teaches character.
No, see, my thing is I want situational where they go, if I run too close to somebody and I'm in the parameter, I can fall.
You want to embed it into their subconscious.
Yes, that is an organic life lesson.
It's the touching the hot stove.
That is a mystery. Exactly.
Right,
It's the touching the hot stove. It's the putting a penny in the electrical socket. You just want to make sure.
Never done that before in my life, by the way.
I never did, but apparently kids did.
Heard fork. I never
Fork
heard
is
about fucking penny.
No, kids would be like, ooh, coin slot. And they electrocute
Not
themselves.
a coin slot.
Well, that's because they're children.
They're
They
not
don't
being
know.
raised properly.
Yeah.
That being said, I did do the iron. Is the iron hot?
I did do, yeah, of
That
course
was
I
dumb.
did too. Iron was the thing for me. Not stove, it's red, obviously. It's
Right,
hot.
right.
The iron I did.
The iron, I was like,
twice.
is this
I actually
hot?
did twice. Don't ask me why. I did it twice.
I don't know if you could see it. That burn right there is from an iron.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a little triangle that faded, but
see it.
that was from work 3 years ago. My first week on the job.
I think it was
at the place we used to work
childhood
at. First I was ironing my clothes and I went,
At the
cool.
job?
No, before the job.
Oh, gotcha.
So, but this is the first time I
what?
got a job where he worked.
Right.
And I was like, oh, we gotta wear button-ups and be nice. So I'm ironing like a good little boy, ironing my shirt. And then I put it up and then I was like, oh, I gotta go grab something. Burn the hell out. I'm pretty sure it was a 2nd-degree burn.
Probably should have went to the hospital.
It's fine.
right.
But I have bigger burns. I burn myself all the time.
It's fine.
Fire's my friend. And until it's
It's not. It's no one's friend.
The point is, the moral of the story is I think we should be able to trip children. I think that's
I
what
think we should
that's
be
our
able to
takeaway.
push them. Marcos, break this tie.
What?
What's the
trip or
verdict?
push?
Trip to push.
And you have children, so this is something you
Shake.
could apply. No!
No!
Obviously not babies.
The worst answer.
No!
I
Not
don't
even
think
children.
even
You're
children,
so
yeah.
large, Marcos.
Wait, I meant like a 4-year-old. Like, hey,
That's not That's the worst option, and all of us were bad.
I think mine was okay.
Yours is 2. Mine's 1. Yours is
Look,
2.
we live in a
Yours
world-
shouldn't be on the list.
We live in a world of carpet and grass. They'll be fine.
But shake a child?
No, I did not agree with
I
his.
didn't say violently shake. How?
I said
No,
gently
so what's
push.
the level of shake that's okay for a brain developed solid cranium child?
None at all, I said.
I say none.
about a mayonnaise jar? Like when you're trying to get mayonnaise out of a mayonnaise jar.
No, that's still too aggressive. That's still too aggressive.
Too much.
Are you gonna die on this hill, or are you gonna walk this back immediately? I'm giving you the chance now.
No, like both of your things are all this is bad.
Mine is a time-honored classic. His is a new invention.
Of pushing it is.
Trip kids like,
Because
that was rough. I can't get on board with
a
that.
parameter, and they're being obnoxious. That's the assumption when you trip a child.
From 4 feet to floor or 3 feet to floor is gonna be bad at that velocity.
It's terrible velocity, man.
Yeah.
Like,
but
you know children.
Tripping your elderly mother is 5
I
foot
deserve
eight.
to
And
get
if
my
you're
ass
thinking
beat
that
for
I'm
that one.
fucking like death shaking them, let's add a realistic setting to this. Like I'm imagining them tripping on fucking concrete. What if there's a step at the end of it? Like there's all sorts
They
of
bust
The
their lip. They're
trippy thing,
fine.
that could go any way. It could be an edge.
But they shouldn't
That's
be
not childproof.
running. They shouldn't be running if they don't know their
they
parameter.
could really take some damage, man. No, let's not do that.
Let's imagine I throw a basketball at you and then you throw
I don't want to shake kids. Marcos wants to shake kids. I want to trip kids.
I throw a basketball.
Both are bad.
I throw a basketball at you. You put your foot. You're not gonna be able to predict which way the basketball is gonna fall.
Football.
Yeah.
Look at a punt that's not caught and just rolls. That shit goes all over the goddamn
kids
place.
are wiggly. They'll be fine. They're made of jelly.
We
They are
go
not
into a
made of
fucking
jelly.
concrete step.
You know when they're made of jelly, when they run into a fucking wall because you tripped them. Don't do that.
No, but that's the thing. You got to know where walls
A
are
gentle
at.
push on a rug, a carpet, or grass. Gentle.
I don't think that's better. And it's shaking
And you say-
a mayonnaise jar. I'm assuming you guys shake a mayonnaise jar to get the mayonnaise
And
out.
you
No, I
don't
didn't
eat
say a
mayonnaise.
mustard jar. That would be a violent shake.
No, I said mayonnaise. I don't eat mayonnaise. I don't know how you shake a mayonnaise
So
jar.
whatever you would do with the puppy, just do that with the child. They're the
No,
same.
you
I would
shouldn't
trip
do
a
any of
puppy.
these things with the puppy.
They're the same.
I'd trip a puppy.
The puppies and
They wouldn't be
kids
able.
are the
They're not
same
trippable
thing.
though. Dogs have 4 legs. They're not trippable. You have to really kick a dog to trip it.
I
I don't want.
I
I'm
would
not
never
gonna do
trip
that.
my dog. A
You would
kid,
shove a dog though.
I would never shove a dog.
You'd shove a dog.
No.
No. A kid,
I
yes.
wouldn't
Dog,
shove a dog.
no.
I wouldn't
Why
shove
would
a
you
kid. I wouldn't shake either.
Technically, like,
But you would trip and let the motherfucker fly like an angry bird.
Yes,
Just go
they
into-
need to learn.
No, fuck that. That's terrible.
The children.
You are a terrible person.
Children need to. Says the child pusher.
Push. Out of everything, all of these,
More
mine
of a
is
shove.
the least.
It's more of an assault.
I didn't say
You're
shove.
assaulting
There's
children.
a difference between a push and a shove.
And you're literally assaulting children. You're assault shakering the children.
I'm not shaking them like a salt shaker.
Bro,
I said mayonnaise. jar.
Polaroid picture?
No Polaroid picture.
How gentle do you shake a mayonnaise jar? Here.
Mayonnaise jar is pretty.
I don't know. Here, catch. How do you shake a mayonnaise jar? Your the intensity. I would not shake a child that.
That's all you had.
I would
I
not.
don't
I, didn't-
condone it, but yeah, no, it's not bad.
I wouldn't be able to shake a child. Even that, I can't shake. That's too
I
violent.
feel like if you just how many? No, hold on. I'm gonna defend you right now.
Why? You
Listen.
cannot do that.
I'm Johnny Cocker in it right now.
The glove don't fit.
Must have quit. Listen, forgive me, everyone.
Don't you boo my salt shaker joke.
I have to defend my guy over here, right? Like when you do the shit where you play with your kid, you toss them in the fucking air and you catch them. What's the velocity of that? What's the shock right there?
That's reverb.
That's shaking a child.
No, that's catching a
That-
child.
No, but when they're caught, their little bodies vibrate. So it's catching a child.
The thing about kids, when you shake, you don't really need to even to punish a child. You don't even need to do anything violent, like fucking trip them.
It's not a punishment.
Terrible thing.
You just fucking mean mug them, and then you do something like that gets their attention. And it's like, oh, I fucked up. Like they already know it.
That's still
You
too
don't have
much.
to fucking trip them into things,
No, look it.
into edges of tables.
No, but the thing about tripping a kid, is that even the parents will get mad at them because there's no harm, no foul, because they knew that by running around that they would eventually trip.
Let me tell you
and they
something.
thought that they were immortal and they would have no consequences doing what their mom probably didn't want them to do.
That's
so
only-
if my
that's only
mystery foot,
That's only a Mexican parent thing, 100%.
if my mystery foot just so happened, my size 16 shoe
Right.
just so happened to clip the very edge of their toe, their tiny ass
By
foot. That
accident.
means they're in my parameter close.
Quote, unquote.
They're in my wingspan. That's a big area to not be in, and they are.
So you expect the
just-
child to figure out just wingspans and variables
Yes,
and geometry?
it's called personal space, and that kids need to learn it so that people don't
You're
invade
literally
theirs.
Let me tell you,
they don't
He's
invade
literally
anyone
extending
else's.
past his personal space to trip a child.
Yeah, you're going out of your way to do
Well, I'm not
that.
over here like clotheslining with my leg. It's a little. If it's more than that much of emotion, then you're at fault.
So
There is
basically,
a-
you're gonna stretch your leg out till you just have to raise your foot to trip this motherfucker.
if you're within an inch, That's the range, right? That's the rule. If you're out here, so if you go like this, if you're
Right.
moving your foot's here, and you're going like this, that's malicious.
Let me tell you
if you do
something.
this and that's enough to get a kid flying, then that's
Can I
fine.
give you a hypothetical message from Marlene McGrew,
Sure.
my mother?
Who's mad at you still for tripping her?
Oh, absolutely, she is. Treat people how you would want to be treated. Like,
Fun fact: I would never be that close to anybody unless I loved
would
them.
you trip your mom?
Huh?
Would you trip your mom?
Never. my mom has 2 bad knees. She would never get
No,
up.
I mean in your youth.
She had 2 bad knees and she never get up. Oh no, my mom's had arthritis my whole life. I would never fuck with my
shit.
mom. I would never fuck with my mom. Not
My
even
mom
as a
was
joke.
a cancer survivor, and I
barely,
still tripped her.
I barely fucked with my dad. One time I scared my dad at
Yeah.
around Halloween time.
Right.
He almost punched me in the face.
Oh no.
Like out of instinct.
I was a little motherfucker.
Yes.
This is why I say if I would have got pushed, I would have been fine. I would have been a completely different person.
You probably needed a trip, to be honest.
In that same, I think in that same week, like when you go to like the hardware store, they have those
Same week?
same week. You know how they have those staircases that lead to nowhere that
Yeah.
you can roll.
Yeah. Yes.
It has a little thing so kids don't go across it. The little chain.
Yes.
I said, fuck that chain. I climbed it all the way to the top. Behind me, nothing but ground, way far. My mother sees it, freaking the fuck out, mind you. Like, oh God, be very careful, come back down. She didn't say that. She was like, get down. I started dancing on this fucking scaffold. I was a fucking asshole, man.
Dancing
She should have punted me. She should have literally picked me up and kicked me. I would have done it to me. She should have done it.
Which is why you don't get killed, children. Well, children.
That's why I'm on this podcast right now. 'cause she
Exactly, with
didn't.
me.
But yeah, no. So I started dancing. She was not amused. And then eventually she just gave me the death stare. I was like, oh shit, I don't think she thinks this is cute or funny.
Yeah.
And I held on to the bars and gently climbed down, slipped on the last stair, but I was okay. And
Oh, would you say you tripped?
I tripped.
Oh, and you were fine?
It was fine. It was the
All
last
right.
step.
Point made.
It was the last
Point
step.
made. If
She
you-
helped.
you-
She did help.
You survived a trip.
Survived the trip, but I did get my ass beat when I got home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. See, trips are fine.
Deservedly so.
Trips are fine. You might have learned,
Right.
but you got your ass beat, and then
Yeah.
that was the message.
Switch. Got the switch for that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what's
Did you have to pick it yourself?
Yes, I did.
Oh, we never had. We don't have that.
Yeah.
We have broomsticks. We
You have
kneel on the
shoes.
broomstick.
You have shoes.
Chonkless.
Yes.
Yes. Belt. Classic.
Your belt is that. I think that's universal.
Did you have anything other fancy other than for beating materials? I mean, I only had to do that once, which was kneel on the broomstick. That shit hurts.
One that I think was super illegal. Actually,
no.
no, it was super illegal. Extension cord.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, that
Very
is
illegal. That wasn't my parents, though, mind you.
Yeah, I
that was
imagine.
that was an uncle who had a drug problem.
Fair enough. That extension cord was used for other things, other
Yeah.
tying purposes.
Right.
No, I can't even think of an extension cord hitting me now without me being like,
Yeah, that's for a kid. That's rough.
that's real rough.
To be fair, when he was high, I did not fuck with him.
You know what's
It wasn't good.
the Oscar nominations?
Oh, we weren't
that's
even
a
going to get
great
into that. We
segue.
still had one more thing.
Oh, well,
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I was too busy using these amazing products from manscaped.com. Hi, everybody. Did you know that the Mexcellence is sponsored by manscaped.com, the #1 awesome place in the world for manscaping things? It's in the name. It's called Manscaped. I'm Sammy Gonzalez, and I was gifted the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped. I got nose hairs in me. Tommy, you know that I have lots of nose hairs. I'm not switching over to you because you guys are catching up and resting and relaxing. But you know what? I enjoy the Performance Package 4.0 because it provides me all the things I need to get ready for the big day. The big game, if you will. No, I'm not talking about football here. I'm talking about Valentine's Day, which coincidentally is after the Super Bowl. So what you need to do is if you're trying to get ready for some football, you need to get ready for your own balls. Get yourself the Lawnmower 4.0. Lawnmower 4.0 has quiet stroke technology, so you could do this in the dark of night. Because it also got a light, but it also has replaceable ceramic blades. This thing doesn't hurt a bit. And it's waterproof up to a certain depth, but the thing about it is that you're never going to go that deep if you're using it in the shower, if you're using it in the tub, so might as well just call it waterproof. But the thing about these things, though, is that I use them. I just was using the nose one, the Weed Whacker 4.0. Actually, I think it's just the classic Weed Whacker. But the Lawnmower 4.0 I use, and both of them are delightful. We got some amazing crop preserver anti-chafing ball cream. There is underwear. And here's the thing, folks. I'm going to put it in order pretty quickly here. But if I do put an order in very quickly to get in time for Valentine's Day, I don't know if you can. Get it in as best you can. I'm going to go to manscaped.com and put in coupon code MEX20. That's coupon code MEX20. All the way in manscaped.com. That way you can get the Lawnmower 4.0. You can get the Performance Package 4.0. And if you see this big old list, if you're watching right now, you can look at the different formulations, as they call them. And the formulations are their various creams and lotions, body washes, shampoos, deodorant, groin wash, crop, gel crop, exfoliator, gentle. You could exfoliate your groin. Gentlemen, the old days of just scrubbing with some soap, good. Do it. Be sure to scrub yourself with some soap. Don't neglect it. But you need the proper tools for the job. That's why you need to go to the shed, get yourself the bag as well. But no, you need these things here. Hydrating body spray, the foot duster. Keep your feet clean, gentlemen. Ladies, anybody who wants to use these products, you need to use coupon code MEX20. That's 20% off and free shipping. If you go to manscaped.com. You can go to the Mexcellence too, but guess what? Not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you all of the best in men's grooming. It's not going to get you to the spot where over 4 million people have joined the Manscaped Fun Time Activity users, because if you don't go, your balls won't thank you. Guess what? I use it, and my balls thank me. Go to manscaped.com to use coupon code MEX20 for 20% off and free shipping. Go now and make sure that your partner's happy with your freshly trimmed nether regions. We'll be right back after more of these commercial breaks. Or not. Maybe we never come back. But if we never come back, I hope you use Manscaped. That'll be the lasting greatness that you should ever have on your body. Marcos, get out of my shot.
No.
Oh, what was the thing?
The one thing I saw in my favorite place in the world. Guys, I have a problem.
What's this?
I love Facebook Marketplace.
You do have. Did you buy something else?
I didn't buy something else, but I check it every day. It's like my newspaper, right?
Okay.
Every morning I see what the good news is, right? This shit cracked me the fuck up so bad, and it freaked me out at the same time. This is a non sequitur. I just want you to see this. So somebody was selling some toys. Speaking of childhood, right? They were selling toys, the childhood toys, to the world in Austin, Texas. And
it's like an expo?
Huh?
It's like an expo?
An individual. Like the kids.
One guy.
Yeah, person.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, kids grew up, got to get rid of these baby toys. Want to make room for Marvel Avengers, right?
Okay.
$5 for the toys. Good deal, right? $5 toys for children's toys.
Garage sale prices.
Garage sale prices. Yeah. This was the image that they chose.
Oh, no.
What the fuck is that?
I'm not going to that guy. I'm not meeting that dude anyway.
That was one of the toys that they picked.
I remember that toy, but yeah.
What is this?
Oh, I vaguely remember it. It's old.
Is it really old?
Yeah, it's like one of those weird games, like the elephant with the butterflies that came out the snout.
I don't think it's that big. It might
the
be.
Crocodile whose teeth you had to pull out.
Yeah.
It was like in that genre.
You're right, because there's Elephant the Elephant. That was the thing.
With
and then the gator one was, he pulled the tooth out.
Right.
That was, what was the dental?
It was another one.
But that motherfucker freaked me out. And the thing was, they sold like regular toys.
This is creeping
but they
me out
used that
very
for
much.
the image.
It's all creepy, kind of.
I mean, used toys are kind of creepy.
Old 90s used toys are very creepy.
Yeah, well, that's a 2000s
That's
digital.
creepy as shit.
That's really weird.
I don't like it.
But of those options that I gave you, would you open with that motherfucker?
Sure.
Or like that one?
No, I would open with
You're going to set the tone with that weird fucking...
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter. It's $5.
It can be playful.
You could probably buy it now. Do you want me to buy this?
$5 to die. Go for it.
Do you want to have this
Yeah, no, don't
in your
do
possession,
that.
Tommy?
No.
I'll buy it for you.
Please don't.
It's on Facebook.
Buy it and give
You already
it to,
bought me bingo. I
give
didn't
it to
want
whoever the
bingo.
purple chatter is over there.
Boots be knocking?
Yeah, sure.
No, he booed me from my salt shaker joke. You don't get the creepy
Oh, no, your
doll.
cousin bought me bingo, yes?
No, I bought you bingo.
You bought me.
His idea. It was his idea to buy you bingo on Blu-ray.
You gonna buy me Requiem for a Dream next too?
Look,
Let's
man.
just buy movies that depress Tommy.
Look, man. Bingo looked like a romp and a treat.
No movie with a dog in it is a romp or a treat. Name one besides Beethoven.
Name a movie with a dog that's a treat.
Where the dog doesn't die or get harmed or hit by a shovel. My dog Skip. Shout out. Right.
Homeward Bound.
They're in peril.
Peril's good.
No,
We
I
need
don't
more
want
peril.
my dogs in peril.
You need everyone needs
Lassie
peril.
was never in peril.
Oliver and Company.
Oliver was in peril.
That's the thing. Peril is the best emotion.
I don't want to see my dogs in peril.
You need.
I'll see you in peril, not my dog.
Right. Children, dogs, everyone needs to be in peril. It's good
Pecking
for
order
you.
is you kids and I mean, as far as
Yeah, well, you don't want
least important to most important.
But the thing is, are the dogs anthropomorphized? Do they talk?
No, I don't need them to look who's talking three. I just
Yeah,
need
because
them
if the dogs talk, they deserve peril. That means that they're cognitive enough to talk.
No, it's okay. I don't need them to talk.
Because
I
like
don't
the
need Bruce
Goonies,
Willis's
the Goonies
voice
is a
for my
great movie.
dog.
The Goonies is a great movie because those kids get fucking shot at. I love that. That's a children's
That's
movie.
adventure. That's called children's adventure.
Exactly. It's peril.
I want
It's
my
perilous.
kids to either almost get bitten by a vampire, Monster Squad, or I want them to get shot out the Goonies. It's what Mastermind. You had Patrick Stewart after a kid. Like I want danger. He was like a spy. He would have killed that kid.
Right,
if
and
he would've
Bingo
got
is
a
getting
hold of
shot
Marcos.
at. Bingo's getting shot at. That's peril.
They put a gun to his head in the trailer.
It's fantastic. And I want
not.
to watch it with you.
No, because they didn't have animal rights things back then.
Peacemaker
It's
is
making me
mid,
very
but fucking-
nervous. They throw him out of a car, Sammy.
Peacemaker is mid, but fucking Bingo is fantastic. Look at
Right?
this guy's logic.
Look, I didn't say it was mid. I
don't
just said
know
it
how-
wasn't for me.
You don't know how bad Bingo will fuck you up. So, well, you don't like dogs.
Well, let's watch Bingo.
Entertained.
What
You've
if-
been wanting to watch Bingo for the past week.
What if
And I've been
Bingo-
stalling because I'm nervous about watching Bingo because I don't want that.
What if Bingo makes me care about dogs? Would you
won't.
do it?
Absolutely. Because you're going to realize like the dog that played Bingo is dead now. And it's just going to fuck with you.
Well, but if it survived great peril and had a great time while doing it,
I don't
does
think he
homework with
did.
them. I don't know, man. We got to watch Bingo. Bingo is a show. Watch one of our old episodes where we talk about Bingo the dog. It's a 90s movie that made Tommy
is.
cry.
It did.
And it's about a dog that gets left behind in a cross-country
Dogs get
move.
me, man. Yeah.
And he gets thrown out of a legit car, and he gets a real gun pointed at
It
his
is
head.
both in the trailer.
In the trailer,
Both
and
in-
deals with prostitutes, and gets contempt of court.
It
Gets a contempt of court, and then he
yes.
gets breathalyzed.
He does get breathalyzed.
This is all in the same. This is all in the 30-minute trailer.
Yeah. Hell of a movie.
It's the finest piece of cinema we could find. Much like these next things we're talking about. There's a fucking transition for you, baby. There's a transition for you, Marcos. Can't force the issue.
Bingo.
Got to lean into Bingo.
I was just tired of talking about child abuse for 45 minutes or however the fuck long it was.
it was
very
about.
dark.
It was about 30. That wasn't
That was
dark.
one of the darkest things we've ever
That's
talked about.
whimsical.
It was all jokes, but still, it was dark jokes. We were talking about dark jokes
This
before,
will
so
come
there you go.
full circle when we hit the crescendo. It's whimsical. It's fine. Like,
If you don't think kids tripping is funny,
No, I don't at all. I think
man,
it's terrible.
of course you don't want kids to be hurt. That's the assumption.
I feel like if you don't know physics, do you?
I do know physics, which is why it's funny. It's because they're like, nothing could stop me. The world is amazing, and then something happens.
Nothing can stop me now. Is playing in there.
Right? No, stop me, and then they're just in catastrophe for like
Then
30
it's slow
milliseconds.
motion. Yeah,
or
Zack Snyder
slow motion.
Yeah.
They either fall like a Family Guy character or they're in Zack Snyder slow motion, and both of them are funny because, like
No.
you said, they're not that far off the ground. So how much damage can they possibly do?
A lot when it's speed involved.
But how
And
fast can a
immovable
little baby
objects.
move? Well, that's if they run into a wall.
Yeah,
That's a
which is
different issue. I'm not
a
going to
possibility.
trip somebody into a
I'm still
wall.
concerned about the edge table that they could easily fall into.
They shouldn't be running around edge tables.
what's the formula for acceleration?
Mass and energy.
There's no mass.
Well, then energy and speed.
There's no
You said for what?
acceleration.
Acceleration is mass is in it.
Is mass in it?
Mass is not in it.
Fine. It's acceleration plus time.
If
Plus-
the mathematical formula for acceleration cannot have acceleration in it.
It's speed, quick,
Quick is not a, not a term.
and torque.
I don't think any of those are right.
What is it then? Tell me. Enlighten me. I need enlightenment. Torque is fine.
Torque is not. I don't even think that applies to this.
Starting velocity minus finishing velocity divided by time.
None of those are real. It's all fake. It's a theory,
You can
right?
measure. No, you can measure velocity.
You can't measure time.
Yes, seconds.
Look at the fucking clock. Of course you can measure time.
In the immortal words of our friend Danielle, time's not real, guys.
Concept.
It's a concept.
Probably isn't great at physics either.
I think she might be.
Probably better than me, to be fair.
That is
The thing is,
that's
she
not
doesn't
a,
have to because she's probably in fucking Jamaica or China or some shit right now.
Our friend is very popular.
Yeah.
But, you know what else is popular? The most popular movies of the year. Look at that. Brought it back again. I'm on a roll.
Yeah, let's talk
that's
about
not
it.
what the
Well,
Oscars are.
well, that's
It
what I
used
want to talk
be
about.
back in the day, I feel.
I don't think I don't know. What's the last popular movie that won an Oscar? It might be Forrest Gump.
Oh no,
Saving Private Ryan.
Gladiator.
Oh, Gladiator for sure.
Gladiator.
Saving Private Ryan. It's been a few.
Well, that's what I want to talk about because it's less about the nominations because, quite frankly,
It's weird now.
right, Corona times has completely blown the lid off of movies, period, versus the home releases, people watching their own things.
Mm-hmm.
They're not having to watch the Oscar bait that nobody likes. They're not having to watch.
There's still plenty of what is it? Movie of the year is fucking a bloated category with 9 movies in it or some shit like
Right.
that.
Nobody
it was
saw-
a good idea when they decided to do that back when movies were in theaters, but now that they're not, they're
Right.
struggling.
Well, let's put it this way: nobody saw West Side Story, and that's one of the Best Picture noms.
And
Right? There's our
that
list
movie's
right there for
amazing.
those
I
of
really
you
do want
watching.
to see that one.
I mean,
West Side Story?
Yes.
It's not about who saw it. It's about whether it was a good movie. I don't know
Everyone
what West Side Story
every
is.
fucking person I talk to is like, it beats the original. Any remake that beats the original
But
is.
like,
It's got Ariana DeBois.
but you
on it.
haven't
She's
seen
talented
it.
as hell.
How about The Power of the Dog?
I've
I
seen
saw
that
it.
like 3 times.
Nightmare Alley.
That's on Hulu.
Yeah,
Licorice
no,
Pizza.
It's not on Hulu. It's on HBO
No,
Max.
it's on Hulu too.
It's on Hulu too.
Yeah, both of them.
King
Trying to
Richard.
get that out there. I saw King Richard.
I never saw. I didn't even know it was out, and I wanted to
King
see
Richard.
it. What? You didn't like
You
it?
didn't like King Richard?
No, I don't like a movie about child abuse.
Would it make you feel better if
He's
King
just
Richard
a typical black
shook
dad.
him?
It's fine.
If he
Look,
shook him, would that be
Marco.
okay, Marcos?
That's perfectly normal for a black father.
I guess it. Never mind.
By the way,
I give him a pass. You can.
getting back to it, acceleration can also be calculated as force and mass. Fuck you.
Okay.
Mass is there.
Don't help him
And
out.
torque is cool. Torque is a form of force. Anyway, Dune,
You were just throwing words out of that.
Drive
What
my
was it before King Richard?
Licorice Pizza,
I heard that was
I
amazing.
heard that was really good.
Dune, Drive My
That
Car,
was not that good.
Don't
Drive My
Look
Car,
Up.
I heard was good.
Coda, and
I'm
Belfast.
surprised Don't Look Up got
It's
nominated.
because they have to fill 9 spots, and it had like 18 Academy Award winners in it. So,
So did movie 34.
Yeah, it's true.
43.
43. He
Whatever.
put either or. It
Yep.
doesn't deserve to be numbered right. It's terrible.
Right.
But yeah, no, like that movie's really not that good. It's
I've
not
heard.
terrible. but
Yeah.
it's not Oscar worthy for sure. And it's gained like internet popularity, and that's
Yeah.
kind of why it's on this list.
Right. But
Yeah.
like, of these I wanted to see, Dune, everyone said it was
I
boring.
can't get through it.
I like boring, and I bet you I'd enjoy it, but I don't have 3 hours of time just to be bored,
Break
right?
it up. I tried to do that, and it didn't work for me.
Power of the Dog,
you definitely can't stay awake in that.
not
West
gonna
Side Story.
I loved it, but you can't.
I would probably enjoy that.
West Side Story you would love. It's got Hispanics and musicals.
King Richard, I probably would
Does a
enjoy.
white dude kill a Hispanic person though? Because then
Yes,
Sammy's out.
That
Sammy's
does
out.
happen.
I'd be mad.
It's in the original story.
I'd be mad though.
But we got authentic Hispanics.
That-
Authentic
I think that's
Latinos.
worse. I'd rather.
Even ones that look have my skin tone.
What?
Steven Spielberg outdid Lin-Manuel Miranda. He made them look foolish, and I appreciate
hey,
it.
hey, I'm just saying they existed. They were just in the way back
Okay.
of In the Heights.
Did In the Heights
No.
get any
I'm
noms
sorry,
at all?
In
Why
the
did you
Heights.
don't?
In Washington Heights.
that was what I was waiting on. Don't do
Did they
that.
even get a nomination for music or score?
I
or
don't
something?
fucking. Well, let's take a look. Paul Thomas
hope
Anderson,
not.
Kenneth
I hope
Branagh,
not.
Jane Campion, Ryusuke Hamaguchi, Steven Spielberg, Penelope Cruz, Nicole Kim, and Kristen Stewart. She's excited about that. I saw on the internet.
Spencer is also on Hulu.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's about. Javier Bardem is Ricky Ricardo.
Oh, he did get the nom for that.
Benedict
did.
Cumberbatch. Andrew Garfield apparently is amazing in Tick Tick Boom.
It's actually surprisingly was made by Lin-Manuel Miranda. I still don't believe it. It was his movie. He did it.
Tragedy and
He
Macbeth
is the Debo Samuel of that movie.
of Andrew Garfield.
Tick, tick, boom,
Took
yeah.
it, just dragged the whole thing behind
Especially
him.
after you see Spider-Man No Way Home. Then,
Yeah.
then you really love it.
Denzel Washington. That apparently that's
Amazing.
godly. So I've heard that people are saying Will Smith might deserve it though.
He might get it. He should get it.
Do you
I'd
think
be
so?
okay
Better
with it.
than
Well,
Denzel doing Shakespeare?
No, that was fucking amazing. That
Right.
movie is my favorite movie of the year so far. But no, because
There's your girl,
they got to
Ariana
give it
DeBose.
to a black person. This because they do it it's every 2 or 3 years they give it to a black person. And I think they've upped it to every other year now. So
Look, I'm
there you
just
go.
surprised that Guillermo del Toro had a movie out and didn't get nominated for Best Director.
It's got a bunch of stars in it.
but didn't get Best Director because Mexicans are like
they've been winning Best Director. They've been winning Best Director
when
for the
when they
last
get
6
nominated,
years.
they win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like his heart wasn't in this movie.
maybe.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it yet, but it just feels like from the editing and the way that like
It
I've
looks
seen,
very
like not
glossy.
his.
No, it
yeah.
doesn't look like something. It looks like something he would just hand over to someone to finish.
Best porting: J.K. Simmons, Cody Smith McPhee, Jesse Plemons. Jesse Plemons. Congrats,
Power of
man.
the dog. Why?
Cruella,
You like-
best costume design.
Oh, Jesse Plemons. Yeah, no.
Jesse Plemons. He's
I thought you
Fat
meant
Damon.
Cody Smith McPhee.
I have
He's
no idea
also
who that is.
nominated for Power of the Dog.
Oh no, I have no idea who that.
Yeah, no. The cool Matt Damon definitely deserves it.
Is.
He was creepy,
Dune,
Matt
Nightmare
Damon.
Alley,
Cool.
best costume design. Dune looks bland as hell.
Yeah, no, it's some okay costumes.
The costume design of Dune, the way they're described, is boring.
Fits the book, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
the
There's
whole
not
movie's boring.
a lot of great costumes this year.
Right, Cruella. I mean, the cool.
No, that
suits.
does not deserve an Oscar. No,
So
but
did the original Suicide Squad, winning for best
oh God,
Oscar.
man,
It was an
yeah.
Oscar-winning Suicide Squad, as they say
Yeah.
on the tours now forever.
They did.
But then best sound, standard stuff. No Time to Die made it. Best original score, Encanto. That's fucking taking over.
Oh, that's gonna win
That movie-
animated and that.
Adapted screenplay, original screenplay, animated short.
What else came out? Red Panda? Like,
No, that didn't
No,
come
that
out yet.
didn't come out.
damn.
What was the
Oh,
short
Luca.
movie?
Luca was one.
Luca's. What was the short movie that you
Luca
liked
doesn't have a
on
great
Pixar?
score.
That was last
Oh.
year, though, right?
Oh shit.
The Dancing Couple.
Yeah, I forgot.
That was last year, I think.
Is it not?
It's not. That's what I was asking. Affairs of the Art, Bestia, Box
No,
Ballet,
I
Robin
didn't see
Hood,
it.
Windshield Wiper.
Yeah, it was last year. It would have been
Okay.
last year.
Best film editing, standard
Us
stuff.
Again is what it's
Coming to America, best hair, makeup, and design.
What?
Makeup and hairstyling.
Well, fuck, if you gave it to Suicide Squad, why not?
Sure.
House of Gucci. I heard that was awful. Encanto,
It was
Luca.
highly entertaining.
I heard it was good.
Here's the thing. Here's
Yeah.
the one. Because I heard everybody and their mamas like the Mitchells and the Machines. Like it's
Yeah, it's
fantastic
very good.
cinema.
Yeah, I like
Not
it.
even just a good movie. It's fantastic cinema.
It is.
Storytelling. And then Encanto's going against it.
It's gonna win.
Which
Has
one,
everybody
Mitchell's or
seen that-
Encanto?
Encanto. Everyone seen that fucking Bruno song? I've
Mitchell-
never heard it once.
Mitchell
Oh,
and the
it's
Machines.
fantastic.
Mitchell and the Machines takes a lot of
It's
B
no
movie.
Let It Snow, Sam.
Let it go, you mean?
Let it, what the fuck ever.
It takes a lot of B movie like type of tropes into it that it's not Oscar material, but it's a better movie than Encanto.
Well, Encanto, in my opinion, is not a great movie. I think it's fine.
Pretty.
It's very pretty. It's fine. It's good.
Well,
The
that's my
trailers,
whole
I
problem
refuse
with
to watch
Encanto
it
is that-
because the producer's Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Everything about Encanto is it's fine. It's okay. And I understand that the music for children is really great, but there never seemed like there was a great struggle in that movie.
Other than just depression and family.
Classic Disney
Right.
movie. Yeah.
That's every day.
There's no
Every Disney
villain, though.
movie.
There's no villain. That's what I mean.
Oh, really?
Well, that's
Yeah.
been a real thing with
don't like
Pixar's.
that.
They don't make no like Wreck-It Ralph 2. I didn't watch, but there's no
Well,
villain in that.
Toy
Apparently,
Story 4 had a sure villain. That fucking bear.
that was
was
3.
three.
Oh.
4 didn't have one. 4 was like
no,
we're
the
elderly.
stick. Wasn't the stick evil? The little popsicle stick?
No,
that
he was
was
a good
fine.
guy. He was
Spoonie.
the spoon was just depressed.
Somebody had to be evil in there.
No
They
one was
almost got
evil.
incinerated. Or is that 3?
Time was
Fuck
evil.
it, then, I'm done.
4, yeah, my sister hated 4 because she was like, "There's nothing happens. It's bullshit."
So this is the new Pixar thing. No conflict.
no conflict, but no villain.
Eternal conflict.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I'm not sure if it makes good for good
Yeah,
movies.
Soul didn't have a villain.
Right, death.
He wasn't even a bad guy. He was just like, hey, let's move some numbers around.
No, right when his life was getting on track, Marcos, he dies. God, fuck you, Pixar. God damn it. That's so depressing.
Hey, it's all right. The Mexican one was, "Hey, you're almost written out of history."
Oh, yours was strictly
That
about
was-
death.
Right. It was like you're
Why
almost
are
written
they
out of
trying to
history.
kill the colored people? Both of us are about death. What kind of shit is that?
But we kind of like our death. Ours is like super death, but then you extra die. That's the other
Ours
thing.
has-
It's super death, and then you extra die.
Tina
It's
Fey
kinda
takes over
awful.
a black man's body and mind, so
And a
you
cat at
win.
one point.
Yeah, you win for sure.
Yeah, I guess so. It still makes us cry though. Like
Which one?
Coco.
Coco's
I can't
pretty
watch Coco. I
depressing.
can't watch the opening of Coco without kind of shedding a tear. I can't watch the ending of Coco without bawling
But yeah, no, what?
for like 3 seconds
I
and then
made
being
fun
over.
of
it.
him,
Yeah.
Marco, so much for that. And it's like I saw Us Again, and I can't watch it without crying.
Us up.
Us Again.
Us Again.
The little short I was telling
Oh
you,
yeah,
the
I never
Disney
watched it. I'm
short.
not gonna cry.
You might not because you're soulless.
Yeah. But if it does, I'll let you know. But that was the
The
question
old,
I
hey,
wanted to
look,
ask.
the old man is Hispanic, so maybe he will cry.
Hispanic or Mexican?
Oh no,
I'm just kidding.
He's definitely
Just kidding.
Cuban.
We'll talk about, we'll
For
talk
sure.
about it Thursday on
What?
our representation show.
Oh, you're gonna come back.
Am I?
Yeah.
For what?
We're talking about Mexican representation on Thursday for
Yeah,
movies.
I don't like the fact that it's not any.
Well, we'll talk about it then.
Okay.
But I want to ask this about the the state of movies in general.
Yeah.
Because as I mentioned before, with streaming and all that stuff going on,
And
if you
COVID.
looked at COVID, if you look at the best picture things, you said you've watched maybe how many of them? 4 or 5.
Hold on, I
So
gotta
here,
do my old man
Belfast.
shit. Hold tight.
Oh, he's getting the Ritas on. Getting the Ritas.
Okay. I have not seen Belfast. I've seen Coda.
Okay.
I've seen Don't Look Up. I want to see Drive My Car. I haven't seen that. I've seen King Richard. Need to
Not
see.
Dune.
I've tried.
Chunks of Dune.
I've tried to see Dune.
Okay.
Let me see. Licorice Pizza. I would like to see. Haven't seen that. Power of the Dog. I've seen 3 times.
I might order licorice pizza tomorrow.
Oh, is it available?
I might just get pizza.
I didn't know that.
And
Get some
might be.
licorice on it.
And then you got West
I've
Side
just heard
Story.
licorice pizza is another like, oh, California is so,
Well, I love
no, Hollywood, specifically Hollywood
No,
is so cool.
It's the San Fernando Valley. It's
Oh, is that
Paul
what it is?
Thomas Anderson. And yeah, that's,
Yeah.
so Boogie Nights took place in the San Fernando Valley. Magnolia.
Karate Kid.
I'm talking about Paul Thomas Anderson.
I'm talking about what takes place in the
Yeah, all of them. Okay, no.
Just
We'll leave
imagine
out
in the back of that
Karate
movie,
Kid.
fucking.
Paul Thomas Anderson's the Karate Kid. Let's see that.
That'd be weird.
He like there will be blood. The Karate Kid.
But so you've only seen, and you love movies. You
I do.
consume movies like a madman.
Crazy, but we live in a different day and age now to where fucking shows are kind of movies now.
I don't
Right.
normally catch up on Oscar movies till January and February anyway. Like I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
Parasite like 2 weeks before the Oscars.
Yeah, he binges. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
But the idea is that you're watching a car fuck a lady, and you're watching. I forgot something you've enjoyed, movie wise. That's like out of the
Movies
mainstream.
have been
A lady
kind
fuck
of
a car.
Forgive me.
Yeah.
movies have kind of taken a back seat in 2021 for shows. That was my thing.
Right.
Is that I didn't
Yeah.
watch a lot of movies like
Same, and I'm a movie guy, and I feel that way.
Right. And so with that, I feel looking at this, I'm associated
This is
with
a
movies.
sad case.
Well, no, I associate with movies. I know what movies are
Right.
popular. I know what movies hit the pulse of certain things
Yeah.
and what people are excited about. And a lot of times if I get excited about a movie, I'll go watch it and be like, oh, that was brilliant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple one I'm very close to. Now that I've heard West Side Story is actually good.
No, that's right up your fucking ass.
Well, what was the other one? King Richard I'd wanted to see.
No, you hate Will Smith.
I don't hate Will Smith.
Let's say you hate Will Smith.
Not particularly.
You said you didn't like King. You don't want to see King Richard. Was that
He
him?
literally just said that.
I said I
I
don't
get
want
you.
to.
You
We
look
gotta
alike.
worry. We gotta worry on your memory, my friend.
I have no problem with Will Smith. I'm glad that he took a back seat after working with M. Night Shyamalan for a little bit, though.
With
And-
his son, so that's
Yeah.
double
And
bad.
then the Shakespeare one with Denzel. I want to watch
Macbeth.
that.
Yeah, Macbeth.
That,
It's
that's
fantastic.
something I'd enjoy.
Oh, I've seen that like 4 times.
Right.
So, yeah.
But that's barely getting me going, right?
No Coda?
No, I have no idea what it is.
It's actually really
no
good.
no licorice pizza.
Yeah. It
I
takes
hate
place in California.
Can I tell you something about Licorice Pizza? I hate the name.
It
And
got
I'm
your
just
attention.
never going to watch it. It's one of the weirdest things I've learned about myself having heard it.
You don't like bad titles.
That title, the idea of licorice on pizza grosses me out.
Oh, no.
Even if it has nothing, if it's an innocuous title, has nothing to do with it, doesn't make me want to watch it. Like my dad, I'll do a perfect example, an inverse. This is even stupider.
Right.
My dad saw Napoleon Dynamite
That's a great title.
on a DVD.
Yeah.
He thought it was an action movie.
That's such a
He's like,
dad
who's
thing to
this
think.
fucking weirdo with nunchucks?
Say Charles Bronson.
Napoleon Dynamite would be fucking explosions.
Oh, my dad would have totally thought that was a blaxploitation movie.
Right, because it's
Yeah.
a great name.
It's a fantastic name.
But then he's like, who's this kid fucking dancing? And he loved it. He thought it was hilarious.
Oh, okay.
But like, that's how I feel about titles. It's like the title should be cool
But
and
it
make
should
me want to
represent
watch
the
it.
movie in some way. Just
What
be
is
cool.
Licorice Pizza about? No idea.
Oh, it's just
It's coming of age, I think.
it's coming of age.
I've already
The kid-
came of age. I don't care.
Philip
That
Seymour
you
Hoffman's
still- I
son
still
falls
like-
in love with one of the girls from Haim.
Haim?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And she's like 25 and he's 18, some shit like that. And it's a summer of love coming of age thing in the San Fernando Valley in 1970.
Yeah, I wasn't alive then, and I've already.
God, why do you hate the past?
I mean-
because
you weren't alive for
Most of history,
West
you're
Side
right.
Story.
yeah, so you can't watch it now.
what I'm saying is that type of thing, that nostalgia type of stuff, where it's like it's set in a certain thing.
But it's not nostalgia. That's not
It's
what
not
you're-
nostalgia because
that's
you weren't
what-
around.
Yeah.
I want.
It's like Middle Earth to you. It's a world
if you
that you
treat
don't
it as
know,
such,
you
right?
know?
I guess I don't know. I think, in my opinion, I'm tired of the past in that sense where you need to do more immediate past, because everyone thinks that the 70s was like 20 years ago. It's like 50 years ago now. It's fucking forever
Yeah, it's
ago.
a long time ago.
I think they're still ripe, like late 90s, but
Did you see
especially
mid-90s?
Huh?
Did you see
It's a great
mid-90s?
movie.
I wanted to,
It's a good movie.
but
Did you
that's
see Fear Street?
Never.
It's 94. There
Right.
you go.
No, but
We're
that's
doing
what
it
I'm
now.
saying.
It's,
But
it's a 20-year span.
You're
usually
crawling
when they do
towards that, right?
Yeah.
I honestly think like the 2000s are right for picking.
No one's done a movie about it yet.
No one's had the guts to.
Right.
Because there's things you have to work around, cell phones and technology and things like
9/11.
that. 9/11. No, that's actually a
true,
legit
yeah.
thing, right? But in the 70s, 70s is
Boyhood
like.
was in the
Oh, that's a whole different.
But
beast.
you can simplify
I
the
didn't
70s.
even know that was going to happen when that started.
You can simplify the 70s is what I'm saying. You can simplify the 80s
Right.
and like especially like when we talked about Stranger Things before the show, like why I didn't particularly care to watch it because they're like, we're in Ghostbuster suits. It's like, no, kids didn't have Ghostbuster suits because they didn't make things like that. But you want to make this idea of what it was.
No, kids made it themselves.
They didn't
Yeah.
make it on the show though. On the show they had the fucking factory sealed.
Yeah, no, my cousin dressed up as a Ninja Turtle, like in the 80s. Like, it does happen.
Right, no, it does happen, but the shitty face paint and it looks halfway shitty most of the time. They had factory Ghostbuster.
It's not a hard costume to make.
I'm just saying. There's little
Super
pieces like
easy,
that.
actually.
There's pieces like that though where you can make good period stuff for me in my head that is accurate and makes sense.
Does it
and
have
stuff.
to be accurate?
I like
Can't be revisionist?
If you do that, then it's just like, oh, well, then you could
Glorious
just, it might as well
Bastards.
be Middle Earth, right? That's where I feel.
Well, yeah. It's still a world
I guess that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I guess it's a good way to look at it.
You liked La La Land. That was in the past.
that was
modern.
current day.
That was current day.
I thought it was like...
It's not.
They have cell phones and cars and shit.
I thought
Yeah.
it moves forward.
No.
That explains...
Oh, it moves
Emma Stone's
forward.
car.
Yeah, but
He's
like
just a hipster.
10 years. Yeah, he just likes
Both
jazz.
of them kind of are, yeah.
Yeah, he likes jazz, and
And
she
she
doesn't
likes
like doing her.
old
That might, be
sundresses.
that might be the only thing that I don't that might take me out of a movie for a second. Is it's like, I'm a poor hipster working at a coffee shop, but I'm driving a
great
1993 Corvette.
No, his shit was a convertible.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a LeBaron convertible.
But the point I'm trying to make is that there's such a diversity of content out there that people are consuming that are the Oscars even reflective of
No.
it anymore, or was it? And now it's created that big gap.
Dude, Hollywood doesn't know what the fuck to do right now. They are just like
think-
fucking roaches when the lights come on right now.
Just scattering about.
Just scattering, trying to find what the fuck works.
I will say Oscars are the closest though.
What do you mean?
Like in the sense that you won a Grammy, it's like this is useless. Like my album label bought this.
Right.
You
Golden
won
Globes the same,
Golden
yeah.
Globe. Like Oscars are the closest.
See, it
to-
really is the close. Actually, the BAFTAs is probably the
'cause
best, but no one gives a fuck about a BAFTA.
Well, I was
As
going
far
to
as, like-
this to like the Grammys though.
No,
I
it's
feel
not
like
the
because
Grammys.
the Grammys.
Golden Globes are the Grammys if you want to.
Because if you look at the Grammys, right, people will win for songs that you've never heard about.
Yeah.
Because
It's
the thing about
all
music,
label bought.
Well, the thing about music is that because of Spotify, because
But it's
of
supposed to be this is the golden achievement for music. Which-
Right.
That's what you can. There's no higher award than an Oscar. There's no higher award than a Grammy.
Right, but the thing about access and what that's created is like now a kid who makes music out of his kitchen with 1984 synths
Mm-hmm.
can have a huge following and never be considered for a Grammy, but have millions of people enjoy the music, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like
It
okay,
just doesn't mean much anymore.
right. And so with the Oscars, there's movies that are not on this list that you probably enjoy more than many on this list. Would I say that? And would you be right most of the part, for the most part? Or maybe even television. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, television, absolutely.
Right.
Oh, without a doubt. Like most of these, it's a show that outdoes them.
Right.
Power of the Dog. I enjoy Power of the Dog.
And the
personally.
Emmys, I don't recall because I don't pay attention to
I don't know where
do
that
they
kinda
reflect,
lies.
Do they reflect digital more now? Because I knew they were fighting it for a while. I know the Oscars is fighting
Digital in
digital.
what way?
In the sense that you have to have for Oscars for a while, you had to be released in a theater for like a week or something, and that's still a rule.
But I thought the Oscars nominated the Idris Elba Child Soldier movie. Like,
Oh, no, that was a huge deal.
Right.
Like it should have won. It was fantastic. It honestly should have won.
yeah.
But that was a one of one before they made that requirement, which is
Right.
it needs to be in theaters for like a week or something.
And I think
Because-
that one was.
right.
And yeah.
it was a special launch, and then
That was the whole
mostly on
reason they
streaming.
did it, yeah.
They were like, "That's a cheat," but it wasn't.
Right.
So, but that's the thing, right? Is that the Oscars had that rule for digital. I don't remember if the Emmys were doing
I think
that
the
as
Emmys.
well
No, because I mean,
for broadcast, because that's the thing. Because if the Emmys aren't doing
prime
it, then
time or
where-
daytime.
either prime time.
Well, no, because a lot of. Has any Netflix shows won?
I don't pay attention to the Emmys enough to care because
I don't either. I've
last
never
time-
watched the Emmys show.
But that's the point, right?
I think the last time I watched it was like Grey's Anatomy won for like the 20th time
And that's
in a row.
bullshit. So, like, yeah, I can't
But that's
trust
the
that.
point, right? Because the point is that there's such a democratization of what people can watch and what they consume and what they
Yeah.
can like.
And The Wire never won anything.
Didn't Ted Lasso win?
Ted Lasso swept
fucking
last
Jason
time.
Yeah.
So I guess
Sudeikis
so
is
digital works, I guess.
Yeah.
But movies, they're not gonna pick what's that the movie car movie? Titane. They're not gonna pick that movie. They're not gonna
Well, that wasn't a
that.
stream. That actually went to theaters.
Did that really?
I don't.
It did. It won.
Yeah,
It won the Cannes Film Festival.
But there's some other, right? High award, right? High
Award.
praise.
It's
But
probably
nothing
right
here.
behind the Oscar. If, you know,
But if it wasn't about what it was about, right? But there's lots of things
it's great.
in the world right now that are high quality, high caliber,
Yes.
that are
So, yeah,
probably
you're
more
right.
skilled than this stuff right here.
Because I would put Titane if I would made a nomination
Well,
list. It might win. You
Well,
know,
the issue with the not
probably
the issue.
would. Actually.
I don't treat the Oscars like an Oscar anymore because it's almost become a legacy award. Like
Overdue people.
You work so
Overdue,
long that you
yeah.
get this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of because it happened recently. So they gave it to some actor, and it's like that movie was terrible, but he's about to die or something. Like I just
Yeah.
it's happened to Kyle.
Christopher Plummer? No, Plummer.
Plumber.
Yeah.
That was a good movie, but yeah.
To be fair, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good movie. But yeah, he died recently, but yeah, no, he got an Oscar before he left. They didn't give it to Chadwick Boseman, which still
That's
angers me.
fucked up.
Gave
Yeah.
it to Anthony Hopkins, which he was good. I finally saw that movie.
To be
he
fair.
was pretty fucking good, yeah, but still, Chadwick Boseman always.
Right.
R.I.P.
I just think that there's a lot of times like the dude that made Parasite, Hoon had to make like 5 caliber movies before he got picked
And now
up.
we have Drive My Car. Thanks to him.
Exactly.
And-
And so all I'm saying, what do we do for do we care about the Oscars anymore? Does it matter?
I still do. Because
But
I'm
does it
just
matter
that
anymore?
fucking person.
Like
That's
Grammys
my-
don't matter. We've
Look,
established that one. It was the one. I'll put it as a real quick example because it's on top of my mind. It was on Twitter the following day. I want to say from 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
right when COVID started, 2020. So they did the Grammys, and the best pop song of the year was like "Rain on Me" with Ariana Grande and
Oh
Lady
my
Gaga.
God.
But there was the whole Twitter thread like I've never heard the song once. And quite frankly, I had never barely heard the song on the
terrible
radio.
song.
I barely never heard it on the playlists that were there, the top charting playlists, and it won. And
It
so I
has
wonder,
Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande
yeah,
in it.
but I wonder if the general population that is inside for coronavirus,
Mm-hmm.
watching television shows and stuff like that, had a chance to see Belfast,
That's the
Coda,
one I would like to see the most.
Nightmare Alley, because that one just came out like very, very.
Watch that tonight if I watch it.
They don't. Normal people don't watch Oscar type movies because I remember it was like 3 years ago when Chris Rock hosted that they did Oscars So White.
Oh yeah.
And
Hey.
Hey, Chris Jones, following.
nice.
Welcome.
But when they did Oscars So White, Chris Rock did a comedy skit where he was walking around. It's like, do you think the Oscars are too white? And then people would say yes. And it's like, oh, cool. What black movie should have gotten nominated for an Oscar? And then nobody ever had an answer for it.
The answer was there's no black movies to be nominated.
Well, they all came out last year. Great.
It was like that, and you don't give us money to make them, so how could you nominate them, right? That's the point.
And the ones that come out are fucking excellent. So
Right.
yeah.
Like
as
I
long as
said-
you don't get, it's Tyler Perry's not the one making them.
Well, like I said, Mexicans, if they get nominated for Best Director, they're gonna win. That's
They
why.
literally no. You thought
No,
it was
there was a
bullshit.
streak. There was a streak.
5 years straight.
Yeah, it was
Nothing.
like Cuarón, Inarritu,
And Ricky
Del
won
Toro.
twice. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, Inarritu.
Yeah.
Del Toro, Cuarón again.
Yeah.
Del Toro
Yeah,
again.
Corona and Inarritu
Yeah.
won twice, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
Guillermo del Toro.
It was one
yeah.
double, alternate one. Double. Yeah, one again. Yeah,
You're
it was a crazy run.
So yeah, if you're a Mexican, you should have been directing shit.
No,
You
they should be
would've
fucking
snuck
making
you in there.
movies. They should be making movies with Mexicans in
Well,
them.
they're the best directors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But Guillermo del Toro's a freaky guy. He makes creepy things.
Makes amazing things.
Yeah, he makes creepy things, and creepy things are for everybody.
But his
and then-
creepy is so unique to him.
I love it.
It's a
I don't like
brand.
creepy, but I love it.
Oh, it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's artistic.
Right. He had an art gallery in LA that I didn't get to go to, but they have this book that you can buy.
Shit. Oh, I've seen that book.
I want that book, and I don't
Okay.
even like creepy things.
I gotcha.
But I don't know. I just think that I was like, we're gonna make a topic about the best picture, and I didn't fucking know any of these things.
Well, you don't.
Spider-Man
usually-
is not best picture. Why is Spider-Man not best picture?
It doesn't deserve.
It
to
doesn't
be.
deserve to be. It's just a
It
nostalgia.
made all the money in the world.
That doesn't
Fan
mean
service.
anything.
It's the best movie ever.
It's
No.
not.
It's
That.
capitalism, guys. The
West
best.
Side Story is gonna. West Side Story. Look, I think it's gonna win a lot because it is a theater movie.
Mm-hmm.
And God, I need to find it before it's out of theaters. Hopefully, it wins so I can go and see it. But yeah, that just the parts I've seen and what I've heard from it, like I would absolutely love. And I love some Ariana DeBois.
She got nominated too.
Yeah, she's the only one that got.
I don't even know who
nominated.
Ariana DeBois is. I'm gonna look her
She
up.
hosted Saturday Night Live.
Ariana
You know, if you do that,
DeBose. Du Bois was W.E.B. That's the political person.
DuBose. One of them.
W.E.B. Du Bois is a different person. That's a political activist.
From a long time
Oh,
ago.
she's wonderful.
She's so talented. Yeah, she's a lot of music.
Talented, sure.
She's
Wonderful.
a super theater kid. Yeah.
God bless America. Hello, friend. Sorry, I'm just being polite.
She falls in love with a white dude.
Damn it! All those Puerto Ricans and she can't fall in love with a Puerto Rican. Is she Puerto Rican in the movie?
I think she is. Well, she's half black, I think, half. I don't know.
So Puerto Rican,
what
gotcha.
Part of Latina she is. You guys have a wide spectrum, but yeah,
Exactly.
Spain touched her country in some way.
Okay. So Puerto Rican.
Bad
gotcha.
way. Yeah.
In a bad. Oh my God. Yeah,
That's what they did.
That is the lightest
I'm
form.
sorry.
That is the lightest form of what we would call that. Oh, the Spaniards touched.
Well, they didn't
that part
fuck with
of-
Africa, so they were your problem. We had England to deal with.
Dominicans
And
were
Americans.
close.
They did touch Africa.
They did.
Oh, did they? What part did
The
they
slave
fuck up?
triangle.
Oh, they did do that shit.
Dominicans
Fuck
exist.
them. Yeah, what the hell am I saying? Oh my God, I tried to give them a break. You can't do it.
Potentially Trinidad
Goddamn
and Tobago.
Europeans, man. Goddamn Europeans just
Goddamn
gotta fuck things up.
All that conquest, none of the seasoning. How dare they? I've never seen a person make a plantain correct once.
Yeah. Well, at least they only took land and not people. So that's
Once again, the slave trade.
yeah,
They definitely took people.
they did take people.
I'm about to say, yeah,
I
they
feel like
took
America
people.
just really did a number on the whole people. They were like the Walmart of slavery. They were the big box store. You know? Took it
That's
to a whole
fair.
They
new
were the
level.
mom and pop
It
slavery.
was a mom and pop. They grew into a big corporation.
Yeah, they had locally grown, right? You know.
Eventually.
Eventually.
on the
Eventually, yeah.
encomienda, yeah.
All right, talk about a dark turn. I would
America.
take.
No, fuck that history. Look at that shit up.
People did enjoy the TikTok about Oregon being the first place to.
There was one lady that got
racist.
mad. I saw it.
Did you really?
Well, what'd
What'd she say?
She's probably
She was like, I can't believe y'all are laughing about this. And I'm like, what do you
Yeah.
want us to do? We
Exactly
can't go
what
back
we're
to
doing.
1876.
Yeah, we
If you're
cry.
from Oregon, you did it. Like, what the fuck do you want us to do? Just stating facts, trying to make light, not even making light of it, just
Right.
What the fuck? You don't laugh, you cry.
Right.
We're just trying not to do that.
Absurdity.
Chill
guys.
out. Yeah, right.
Well, I'm about to cry in a little bit because we're
Why?
gonna take a quick commercial break, do some commercials, and then we're gonna talk about our main topic. We got time. We're still doing good on time. About Joe Rogan. We're gonna talk about it. So if you want to hear me yell, it's gonna happen pretty quickly here. So we'll be
no.
right back after these commercial breaks.
I need a
We'll
paddle,
go from there.
like a red stop.
And we're back. Oh, welcome to the people that have stuck around through the advertisements and the people we added since the advertisements. Yeah, people come and go and watch
That's
the
fun.
show. But
Yeah.
we're at our last segment today in the Kicking with the Compas. And you know what, guys? I am so angry all the time lately. Now,
We've noticed.
well, I wanted to. Well, they know. You guys know. But the people out there, they don't know why.
I think they know.
You know, people in my life are getting coronavirus. One person I know in particular, very close to me, very close. This gentleman right here.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
It's very.
I did do
It's
that.
very scary.
That was like 3 months ago.
Unfortunately.
That's 3
No,
months ago.
Literally, but
That was
literally
weeks
the
ago,
beginning-
motherfucker.
That was
the
not weeks
beginning
ago,
of
dude.
January. It was New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
It wasn't New Year's Eve because
It was New Year's Day.
I thought it was.
What New
It
Year's?
was. I thought it was Christmas-ish.
No.
No, he was sick the night we
I think
hung
that's
out.
when I contracted it. But the night we hung out on New Year's, I slowly felt myself like, oh shit.
You're right.
Right.
Slowly trending downward.
Down. You thought it was just work stress.
And by
You
the
had-
time I got home and had the chills from the car drive from where we were to home, yeah, I was like, something is amiss.
something is not right.
Right.
And you got Omarion, and you're better now.
did.
You were
I am.
vaccinated.
I am vaccinated, otherwise I would have really been fucked.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm vaccinated. You're vaccinated. Are you scared to put that out there?
What? I don't care.
I'm just fucking kidding. I'm fucking kidding. I'm painting Marcos as the conservative talking head. in
He's
this
not at all.
He's absolutely not. But he's the closest thing I'm ever going to get to, honestly, because I'm barely friends with him over that.
Oh God.
I mean, it's like Donald Trump said. Just say it. You're vaccinated. Quit being a bitch about it.
Shut up, bitch.
He did say that.
Well, too little, too late.
He bullied Candace Owens on it when he was on
Oh,
his show.
really?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
Candace
fine with
deserves
me.
bullying.
No, she's trash.
Yeah.
Go
But
ahead.
it's just weird to see them fight. It's like let them fight.
It is exactly what that's like.
Well, here's the problem: when Godzilla and fucking King Kong fight, Tokyo gets destroyed. Nobody wins, right?
It's still fun to watch. It's true.
None of them have gamma breath, all right? And none of them have a fucking
You don't know what
axe.
Candace Owens has, right? I can
Does she
see
have,
her having
does she have an
breath.
axe made of the spine
Oh, absolutely.
of a lizard?
Of poor black children, yes, she does. She has. Oh, Candace Owens for sure has that shit.
I mean, according to Dave Chappelle, she has a smelly coochie.
Candace Owens, look, if slavery still existed, Candace Owens would have been one of the black people that owned slaves.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll
Are-
say
are
it.
we-
I
are
don't
we-
give
okay,
a rat's ass.
guys.
Fuck Candace Owens. Well, yeah, go ahead.
The whole point of this is that we don't get canceled off Spotify. But anyway, no, we're not. We're talking about Elvis and Joe Rogan. But by the way, Rakeem hadn't said shit for a long time. Fuck Candace Owens.
Yeah.
So,
That's the general black consensus on Candace Owens.
and that's fair, right?
Yeah.
But the idea is that I'm mad because, well, that people not getting vaccinated. I can't drink my water in Austin because somebody fucked up the power plant. It was one guy.
It happened. Oh, really?
It was one guy. It
I
wasn't
was
like
wondering why the fuck we have to do
it wasn't
this.
like parasites or anything. It was just one guy messed up the water treatment,
Oh, God
and they had to like
damn.
reset it, and it's working now. But they can't test the water for another day. So I've been drinking out of water
Well,
bottles
since the
and-
Great Freeze of Texas, I've gotten used to this, so it's
Right,
fine.
right. In the Great Freeze of Texas, we were assuming that water was going to shut down again or be poisoned with
Yeah,
parasites.
we're all fucked up. Like,
And
we're
so-
all just on edge.
And so I had gallons
Yeah.
of water prepared, so I really didn't affect too much. And you could boil the water, but what kind of nonsense to boil your water?
I
We did
boiled
last
it.
year.
Yeah, I boiled
To
mine.
survive, not
I'm still in that mode.
I still
It could
got power and
All
shit.
of us are. Like, we expect the power to cut off any moment now.
right. Immediately feral, immediately feral, right?
Oh, yeah.
But that's a
Turn to
so-
the Donna party.
and I'd be the most delicious. You know that. I'd
Well,
be,
Marcos, I think,
No,
would.
I'd be like one of the lambs that don't move. Kobe beef.
You don't like lime enough. TJ would be the best.
no, you
tasting.
could put lime on me.
But you don't. But TJ probably naturally eats spices all the time.
But I like garlic. I'd be
Yeah.
garlicky, man. That'd be delicious.
He would be a little garlicky.
Yeah, I'd be garlic, like the good kind, right?
You will eat him.
no, I'm
fine.
You can
gonna
use
go-
my fat for light.
I'm nothing. I'm literally just the worst parts. Like the gristle. I'm just all gristle.
Yeah,
I'm nothing
yeah.
good.
There's nothing
I don't-
delicious.
Nothing on
I don't want to get too dark, but it's like he would feed us for a long time.
Me?
And it would, no, him.
Oh yeah, no, that's
And,
right. Yeah, he's the first
and
to
if we
go.
keep him alive, like say we eat JJ instead, he's gonna eat more of JJ because he's like bigger.
So we're gonna feed
No.
him to get him bigger, so we can survive.
No,
That is that should be a novel.
no, but I just need less. No, to be fair, I need less to subsist.
complex.
Even though I'd be hungry, I would need less because I'd have my fat storage, and so you'd want to eat JJ because he's delicious.
Well, we're
it
gonna
looks
get like a leg or something, but we're gonna give you some so we plump you up so we can eat for a while.
right. If you get
And then that whole
liposuction,
time
then
we're
we're
gonna
good.
it's gonna be like the end of the thing. We're gonna be like, well, if you die, I'm eating you, and it's gonna be real. Somebody make that. That's
And
good.
the reason why is
It's a good
because
movie.
everything is awful right now. The world doesn't know what it's doing.
Yeah, you're
Misinformation is everywhere. People don't know how to do the jobs. There's job crisis. There's
Well,
water
people are quitting
crises.
them, so-
There's transit crises. Truckers are pissed off.
Yeah.
in Canada.
That's in Canada.
'Cause they're
Fuck those
bunch.
people.
Yeah, they're a bunch of
Well,
whiny.
Canadian drivers. I mean, we don't have a lot in America, so they've been.
No, it's a
kinda-
lot of American bitches that are traveling, bringing things to Canada.
Oh, I
and they
got
don't
you.
want to follow the rules of getting vaccinated, all that stuff. And so they're helping the Canadians protest. And some Canadians do want to protest it.
There's
but
a lot
it's
of Canadians that have
Really?
Right, but it's a still small percentage, and most of them are vaccinated anyway. Like I would say, like 78% of that
How
workforce.
does that work?
What that they're
wouldn't
You're
vaccinated?
vaccinated and you're protesting against vaxes.
they're probably
It
gonna
was a
spread it
mandate.
around a lot.
Well, it was
I might as well get this to protect myself. What? Why are you here then?
their idea was that it was a mandate, so they had to do it, but they didn't like having to do it, even though they're protected and it's better for them.
Why they're alive from that stupid protest?
Right, but chaos is in the
Okay.
world, right? And
It's a cold chaos. but
it's and nothing is immediately
no
on fire
riots or looting yet.
yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Civil wars, not quite.
Right. Russia is doing things, and you're kind of scared of that a little bit.
Not scared, but it's just like
On
I'm keeping
alert.
an eye on it. Yeah, it's- you know how? I mean, you never played Metal Gear Solid, I'm sure, but you know how like sometimes when you see something suspicious,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I know the sound effects, but anyway,
I mean, look, we've had what? A plague?
a plague,
Yeah.
a
plague,
week,
a
a week
famine.
of darkness.
A week of darkness, strange weather all over the land, polar vortexes.
Polar vortex.
And what's it? Bomb cyclones? A fucking bomb cyclone.
Fire tornadoes.
That is a weather thing. Fire cyclones. This is the world we live in now. So yeah, World War III clearly
ash
in the
falling
cards
from
very
the sky
soon.
in California. Ash
Oh.
falling from the sky.
Red
like rain.
skies, yeah.
Red skies. like fucking Dune, not Dune.
So
Blade Runner.
It's very much like a mixture of both.
Blade Runner,
It was
yeah.
Blade
I
Runner.
think
Yeah.
we're getting closer to the end of it.
Oh,
It's fine.
absolutely.
The world or
No,
Sure.
like the end of these bad things. Like,
Oh no, I was going the other way. We're on different pages.
Once
then.
Cincinnati wins the Super Bowl for Harambe,
That'll align.
that'll correct the misalignment.
They
that
are
was
doing
created.
it for Harambe, by the way.
right? Which sure, I'll get it to him.
That's all
I'll
they
cheer.
got. That and
Right.
fucking Skyline Chili. Let them have
They
it.
still have more fans than the fucking LA Rams, is what I
That is
learned.
amazing. to
By
me.
the way, Jerry the Jedi, yes, protesting over the mandate, yes. So that's where we're at right now.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we got to start from the beginning because we are going to talk about Joe Rogan and Spotify and all that stuff. And
Okay.
sadly enough, I'm pretty sure a good chunk of our listeners listen on Spotify. I have
It's a very
Spotify.
common thing. I don't.
It's a very
I don't.
common thing.
Yeah.
Right. But I didn't realize I like music, and then I realized you pay a small fee and get to listen to infinite music and
You can do that on a lot of
albums.
different
Yeah.
services.
But Apple Music annoys me because it's super invasive. And then
Fine.
Pandora.
They give you playlists of shit that you genuinely like. so-
Pandora makes me want to kill myself.
Oh, that's still around.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Then buy YouTube Premium. Then you don't have to watch ads when you do YouTube. And
That's what a lot of
YouTube
people
music.
get it for. Yeah. Or Title. Do Title.
Title
Is that still
can
around?
fuck right off.
I don't think it's still around.
No, it's still around. Apparently,
Oh, why?
apparently, Tidal is the one that pays the most to the musicians.
No one's on it though. You have to
it's-
have subscribers for
That
that.
would literally be a tagline to make me go to Tidal. Like, I might download that tonight.
Yeah,
now.
Tidal gives per play much more than everybody.
I don't
else.
think the catalog's as big. Is it?
Probably not.
It's a lot of Jay-Z and Kanye though.
Of course. And Kanye's a crazy motherfucker, and I don't support that either.
No.
But Neil Young
Right.
is an artist I've never heard about.
Jesus, man.
I haven't. So you had me listen to the song.
So you
and I
don't
was like,
watch movies or listen to music.
who is Neil Young?
Oh my God.
And you know what? Count me in with all the other fucking Gen Z kids who probably don't
You're
know who
not
Neil
Gen
Young
Z,
is.
you old motherfucker.
I'm saying, put me in that group
Okay.
of them just having no clue who this guy is.
Right.
Right.
You're the old guy at the party.
I'm the old. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I'm old guy at the party. I don't belong there, but I'm there
Well,
with them.
clearly, you don't know who Joni Mitchell is either.
Nope.
Well, no, probably.
Nope.
You don't. Yeah.
Don't know. Is it Tina Turner?
No.
Then it's not.
Not even remotely.
Then I have no idea
Oh,
who Joni
dear
Mitchell
God,
is.
man. Okay.
I love rock and roll.
No, that's Joan Jett.
Okay, so I was closer with the letters, but
You know Jay's. Good for you. Okay, yeah.
Meatloaf. Then they just passed away. I'm kidding.
His
no.
name does not have a J. in
Okay, I
it.
just have no idea.
Right.
But Joni Mitchell,
yes.
Neil Young,
Uh-huh.
they protested Spotify. I said, hey, Spotify, you guys are spreading such misinformation about vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
I think they both had polio as children. And
Makes sense.
Yeah,
They're
and
old.
so they... That's,
I
not,
mean, yeah.
that's not the point, but yes.
Okay.
They were old, they had polio, but they were
They get it,
vaccinated towards
yeah.
polio.
Right.
And so they got it, they shrugged it off, and they were fine. Had illustrious careers in music and movies,
Mm-hmm. Both
apparently.
legends. but
Legends.
yeah.
Legends in their own right.
General. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Ain't no Stevie Wonder, but anyway.
All right.
Are they Stevie Wonder level?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Both of them are in their
Yeah.
genres.
I have no
Or
idea.
music overall, they both are, yes.
I should probably put more respect on their name.
A little bit. A little bit.
I'm
They're doing this shit, you should.
You should legitimately listen to Rockin' in the Free World when this is all over.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put that on my list. Children out
Yeah,
there
listen
who don't
to
know,
that
shit.
put it on your list. What?
I'm sorry it's not fucking Carly Rae Jepsen. I know how much you love pop music.
Well, I just
God.
met him and it's crazy, so I might call him. Okay, I'm done with that. All right. So anyway, they fuck this Spotify. Take my music off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be associated with this. I don't want you supporting anti-vax nonsense. God dang it. And it was Neil Young, and then Joni Mitchell showed shortly after. She said, "Wait, we can do that? Hell yeah, let's do this." And both of them have the reasons. They don't like the misinformation. They want people to get vaccinated. We here at the Excellence want people to get vaccinated. It's the thing that needs to be done. But one of the biggest people that they introduced in this conversation was Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has
That wasn't the biggest. That was the only.
the only.
It's the only thing.
Well, there's other people putting misinformation out there. I'm not just gonna say
I don't know if they're on Spotify.
Oh, yeah, that's
they're everywhere.
all of them are.
They're
Fox
everywhere.
News.
But I will say this: they're everywhere. People that are spreading this misinformation are everywhere,
Yeah.
and people that don't want to do
Because
this
people
are
who believe
everywhere.
it spread it. So,
Right.
yes.
And but the biggest offender and the primary offender is what some people say is the poster child of Spotify, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan.
He is the poster child
Yeah,
of Spotify.
$100 million contract for what, 10 years, 5 years, something like that.
I don't know how
So-
long it was.
long
very different things.
contract.
Yeah.
$100 million.
And he lives here.
And he moved to Austin, and he got himself probably some guns as property and said, "Pachoo,
It's a very
pachoo."
Joe Rogan friendly
archery.
state. Yeah.
No taxes, and he
doesn't
kicks
really do
out in the
guns.
middle of nowhere.
Right.
No, it's
Yeah.
not on the middle of nowhere. It's on the lake.
Of course it is.
All right.
Of
but
course
so
it
he's
is.
in Texas to avoid
That's
taxes.
the most surprising thing.
What, that he lives on the lake and not out?
No,
on a
that he was
ranch?
able to find 50 acres on that fucking lake. Like, I thought everything was
Sure,
spoken
he
for
bought
out there.
somebody. You can afford it with that Spotify
Hey
contract.
man, $100 million pay for a lot
I don't
of
know
land.
if you can, bro. Like,
Texas, yeah.
I'm seeing 2-bedroom condos in fucking Austin for $400,000.
That is true.
Hey,
He did come a little bit earlier because it goes up every year. He caught it right in the peak.
right. Well, hey, coronavirus,
That
a
would
lot
have
of
been a $10
elderly
million
people
property.
died.
Yeah.
So a lot of elderly people had their land that was just maybe up for grabs.
A lot of gentrification, and Joe Rogan's responsible for that.
Exactly. So so he says, you know, Joe Rogan's spreading all this shit.
Yeah.
Take my music off. I'm done. And everyone, and then the big wave against Joe Rogan, because he gets it in waves. Joe Rogan is a podcaster, but
He's an MMA announcer.
An MMA announcer.
That's how I knew him.
Comedian.
See,
Actually, no, I knew him from News Radio.
Former host
See,
of Fear
fear is
Factor.
a factor for you.
That one too.
Right.
So it's News Radio, Fear Factor, UFC, and now this.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's probably most prolific in UFC.
Yeah.
Like as a profession.
Yes.
It's a show, his show, as a profession that someone employs him to do, the UFC, and then stand up and hosting and
I
whatnot.
didn't know he did stand up.
Yeah, he's in that
Until,
circle.
like-
He's in that circle deep.
He's been
Oh,
doing
no, I
stand
know.
up for forever.
No, I know, but
yeah.
he did that like way back when. That's
my-
how he got on News Radio.
My first like interaction with Joe Rogan was him actually like dragging Carlos Mencia in like 2006.
He was the one that
Which
called
is
him
always
out.
fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people just live long enough to see themselves become the villain. No, because he could have.
Well, yeah, you ain't wrong.
Because Mencia needed it and he needed to go, and because he was just not funny and he was very
he was
stereotypical.
stealing jokes. It's one thing to not be funny.
Yeah, but when you go against your own kind,
Right.
they will burn you down,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what they do.
Stealing jokes, all that stuff. So Joe Rogan, public figure for a long time, early 2000s, late 90s even probably, as far as you
Been
go
around
back.
forever.
Been around forever in one way or another. So he's got his following, earned every bit of that 11 million listeners that he has. You enjoyed his podcast for a long time. You were the one. I never really liked it. I watched some of the episodes, and I was like, it's just man asking questions to smarter man or different man. And I was like, this is not for me. But you, for a long time, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I am the not as smart man. Like, I mean, who is as smart as Neil deGrasse Tyson? Like that kind of
Stephen Hawkins.
I mean, I don't
He's
know.
not
if he was-
alive anymore.
But they were both alive at the same time.
I don't think he
I
had
would
that
have given
pull.
it to him.
I don't think he had
over
that
Neil.
pull yet.
By this much. But yeah. If we have a mathlete contest, I would have picked Stephen Hawkings.
Fair enough.
Go
If he would have picked who would have cheated on his wife first, he would pick Stephen.
Come on. Let the man rest.
His wife won't. We're doing it for her.
Women's rights.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
But no, I mean, that's the interesting thing about the Joe Rogan podcast. He has all these really interesting people on and picks their brains. That's what
Right.
it's not about Joe Rogan himself. It's about his guests. The parts where you see Joe Rogan being Joe Rogan for the most part, when he has other comedians on, they're not really top 5 episodes on my plate.
Right. But he'll have
Probably
his...
got pulled like the other.
They got a lot of them.
We'll talk about that in a second. But no, you'd have like Joey Diaz on. And that was one of his big guys there. You'd
Joey
have-
Diaz is just like an old fat dude that you want to hear his story.
He's
you know?
he's a comedian's comedian. He
Yeah.
is,
Even though some of
Been
them
around.
like those probably got pulled for sure.
yeah, I know. Joey Diaz,
Diaz.
if you're in that circle, funny comedian. He's got the craziest stories. Did all sorts of coke. Did a lot of what we can see now is nefarious things.
Yeah.
And we'll get to some of that in a little bit. But that's what he would do. That was his shtick for a long time. And then at some point, he started going political. Like he started bringing on political people because around
They
when-
wanted to be on.
huh?
They wanted to be on. Bernie Sanders has been on. Dan Crenshaw has been on. He's had a whole bunch of political people on. He actually, it came out like recently that he said no to Donald Trump like 3 times. Donald Trump wanted to be on his podcast.
Right, because people will say and have defended him as such as that he's socially liberal, but then he's got some other midpoint views type of things.
Moderate.
Right, because I'm not trying to crucify this person right away here. I'm not just
He's actually pretty progressive in most of his beliefs. The only thing is that if he really believes in something, he gets annoying, and sometimes that's a progressive belief, like weed.
Yeah.
like he
DMT.
No one argues with him about DMT.
Well, nobody knows what
Either-
DMT really is,
Yeah.
honestly. It's like, that's the dream drug. Like, what?
But he dragged Steven Crowder because he argued with him about weed being bad, and so that happens.
Right.
The other thing is like trans women's rights, like
sports stuff, yeah.
Sports stuff, he'll argue with that. And then COVID has become like the new hot button topic for like... At first, he started being really pragmatic. He interviewed a doctor that's now on Biden's like pandemic
Sanjay
squad.
Gupta?
No.
Or another one?
Sanjay Gupta has also been on.
Right.
No, it was some... I don't know what his name was. I just know he was a white dude, and he was explaining how pandemics work.
Right. And I think on that episode, because it was very early in the pandemic, he was like, I wish people would get their vaccines. This is a recording of him saying, he's like, people... They're talking about anti-vax
that was...
parents, though. This was because the COVID had just started coming out.
But there was no COVID vaccine, so I don't know.
There's no vaccine.
Yeah.
But this was right at the beginning, right? And he was talking about like people getting sick from this thing that we didn't know about, and he was talking about the Jenny McCarthy anti-vax people, the ones where it's like booster shots give your kids autism and flu shots and
anti-vax before it was trendy.
right, measles. Well, no, she was the one that was like put the idea in people's heads that it'd give
the
kids
autism,
autism, and that was the thing, right?
Now she hosts The Masked Singer.
Is she really?
Yes. She's a judge on
I
The
didn't even
Masked
know that,
Singer.
bro.
Oh, I didn't.
She probably
well,
clapped when they took off Giuliani's mask.
Oh my god.
She didn't walk out like Robin Thicke and Kid John.
Bitch, Robin Thicke, good job of turning yourself to be a hero, you womanizing bastard.
I was about to say that's
Forget
kind of,
blurred lines.
Yeah. He did. I might be molesting you right now. That's the song, and we were
It's
all
a very
and we were all
problematic
like,
song.
"Woo!" Like
Oh, they
the whole
remixed
song.
Marvin Gaye. Okay, yeah, no. It's a
We might
terrible
have
song.
sex,
doesn't he
or I
have a
might
couple?
molest. Whoa.
Oh, no.
No.
Doesn't he have a couple allegations too? I don't know if they were.
No, just
It's all
cheating
bad.
and
Everyone's got
I
dirt on
think-
their hands.
yeah.
Right? But the idea is
But that was in 08. So
It was not 08. His Blurred
When
Lines
was
was
that?
like 2012, 2013.
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I mean, it's
Still
10
a-
years ago.
Still, I was gonna say still a decade ago, yeah.
But even then, it
God,
was,
I'm in a weird year.
Yeah.
Span. God, that was a decade ago.
Right.
What the fuck? Go ahead.
yeah, time keeps on slipping. Into the
No
future.
shit.
That's 96.
No, that's even earlier. It's a
Yeah,
cover.
it's
Yeah.
It's
Anyway,
on the Space Jam soundtrack.
it's
It
from the Space
is.
Jam soundtrack. It's a cover.
Seal.
It is Seal, and I'll forget
like Seal's version
Yeah, of
better.
course we do.
Yeah.
It's Seal.
And it was on the Space Jam
The Space Jam
soundtrack.
Who also had a problematic singer on it.
Yeah, it's a lot of problems with that
A lot
soundtrack.
of problems with that soundtrack. Busta's on it. We're getting off topic. Real bad. So, but he goes on there and says, I hope this wakes people up about the vaccination thing, because if something comes out, then people should be up on vaccines. He
Right.
said that, not but maybe 3 years ago, let's call it, just to be generous, right? Before COVID, at
Damn,
least.
was it 3 years ago?
I mean, we're
I think it was
we're almost 3 years into it.
I thought it was 2.
No, we're only 2 years
Or
into it.
into 3, but we're on season 3. But
Oh, no.
But the idea was that he was saying this, and that would be something that people would consider part of his liberal viewpoints and stuff. Common sense, right? He's not he doesn't lack common sense. He's not doesn't have a learning disability or anything. He's just a guy who is looking, and people have called him a truth seeker. I've heard that for a couple of people have been vouching for him over
What's
this
the
whole
definition of that?
someone who, so according to the people that have been saying it, and these are people that I've heard from, not just the general consensus, but you could probably apply it as well. They like Joe Rogan, and you at one point liked Joe Rogan a lot, for the fact that he would have people on that were smarter than him, and he'd ask them questions about not only their thing, but also give them pushback on certain things. And he'd kind of nudge them, and he'd kind of shake them, and he'd kind of trip them, you know? Yes.
So, like, he would have, for example, a scientist in a certain field on.
Yep.
If he just didn't like what the scientist said, he would disagree with the scientist.
He never really disagreed.
Who went to school.
There was
Right.
a lot of people that, a lot of negative. One of the negative things that people say about Joe Rogan is he's kind of a chameleon, because he doesn't always challenge them, but he just listens. That's what it.
Right.
That's what it is.
Well, that's the best thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, if he's challenging scientists, then,
Nah, he
then come on.
he only challenges you, like I said, if it's one of those big 3 issues. If it's not one of those big 3 issues, he just kind of like normally understands.
A couple of
that's
those
what
have
you're
to do
saying.
with science, though.
But here's but that was less the problem, because science is whimsical and fun, and can be when you're having a conversation with somebody, right?
Okay.
This is where I started having a problem with them, and a lot of people started having problems with them too. I'm gonna read this.
I've
tweet
never
from,
listened to seen a show. So I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
so I've seen it because you've showed me clips, and I'm not trying to attack the guy. I'm trying to be as objective as I can be. But at a certain point, you see the same patterns of the same things. The thing that bothered me with him to start with started pissing off a lot of people was during the era of the Proud Boys. So I'm going to read this tweet from Seth Kotler. I don't even know who this guy is. One part of Rogan's impact on American society that I haven't seen mentioned much is the key role he played early on in helping the Proud Boys promote themselves using his platform. Spotify has removed his interviews with the Proud Boy founder McInnes, and they have with the other ones that we'll talk about in a little bit. So he had the leader of the Proud Boys on, and they were talking about what the Proud Boys believed in.
Right.
And did he push back on it? Maybe not particularly, maybe a little bit. But he put that
the
voice.
same guy had said nigga a million times. So many times you can make a montage out of
Get
it.
to that.
Okay, I'm just saying it's not a shocker to me.
Let's go back to that 2016, 17-ish era, right?
Fair.
And he's having them on, and his podcast is one of the most popular podcasts out there.
But the Proud Boys weren't the Proud Boys at that point, and Garth McInnes is
They've always been the Proud Boys, just
not they're. We didn't know what they were. In fact, I don't even
know
think
what
the
they were
Proud
about,
Boys
yeah.
really know what they
They were
are.
figuring it out.
But Garth McInnes, if you look him up, he was just a former producer on Vice. He has as much
Really?
to do. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
They in fact say that a lot of people that are critics of Garth McInnes, and I would be one of them as well,
Right.
that the reason he went so right wing is that
Yeah, that's a big fucking U-turn.
well, he was on Vice.
Yeah.
And
Super
then
liberal.
he was super argumentative with the other people at a certain point, just about like, hey, we should do this to grow the brand, we should do that. And then at a certain point, it's like, we don't need you. Like, if you're going to be this argumentative, you're going to be this against the process, just kind of go over here.
Yeah.
And then Vice took off, and he missed on the $1 million train. Like, he was there.
shit.
Yeah.
And
Sucks to be that guy.
Right. And so I'll lead it into this little piece that the tweet cut out. So he just said, on it, McInnes frequently bragged about how many new followers he'd acquired with each Rogan appearance. Through episodes featuring McInnes were deleted from Rogan's catalog recently. Rogan has previously defended a decision to have McInnes on, saying, I had him on before he even was a Proud Boy. Before he was even a Proud Boy. I didn't know what the hell the Proud Boys were. This despite McInnes having referred to the Proud Boys as a gang on the Rogan podcast appearance. And then Rogan called McInnes mostly fun. So the idea was that he had these crazy ideas.
This kind of guy.
He had the crazy ideas.
Yeah.
And he was putting them out there. And it wasn't really formulated, but he had them on to see what it was about.
Right.
And then it turned into the Proud Boys, which are misogynistic
helped.
monsters that have gotten followers because people thought those ideals might be interesting to them, or they might see something that might be good in there. And I was able to see some of these things that he would do. He'd have conservative people on, and he's not a political analyst, so he's not going to give them softballs, he's not going to give them hard balls, he's going to let them talk. And so in my opinion, the evil doers of the world, the Republican Party and a lot of their workers and shakers, give or take a few, were able to put their things on a bigger platform to people that maybe that may like it or maybe misinterpreted to like it because they're seeing one part of their pitch, right? Because politicians
it's
are
not a
pitching.
debate. It's one person just
It's a
telling you their
platform.
manifesto.
Right. It's
basically.
like here talking to this microphone.
So what are you about?
Right.
I'm not going to interrupt to push back.
But
There
he
you
knew
go.
Garth McInnes before that because they were both Californian people. Like, he knew when he was still doing comedy. Like,
But that's one example of the many people he's had on.
no, I understand that, but he's also had like Daryl Davis, Bernie Sanders, Kyle Kalinske. He has people on from both ends of the weird spectrum.
Right. But in my opinion, as we've come to discover in recent terms and recent times, the Republican Party is not doing a lot of fun right now. They're very banning
about
books.
fun. Yeah.
They're banning books, and they're okay
Getting
with
some real Nazi type shit.
They're okay with the January 6th stuff. They're like, oh, it was it the proper protest or some shit like that along those lines, right? Where
Some
it was
bullshit.
valid, right? They try to validate that this was correct, that the January 6th stuff was good, and they're in the present case way more radical and crazy than they've ever been that I've ever seen them in my lifetime, right? And many people's lifetimes. And and part of me thinks that part of getting that message out is being allowed to speak in public platforms such as Joe Rogan. And that's why I started getting more and more pissed off about it. And you, to your credit, defense, all that stuff, you want to hear those other sides so you can dismantle them. Yeah. That was your goal, right?
That's what Hassan does all the time. So
Right.
That's why I watch Hassan's show.
Yeah, I
Right.
love that show.
Yeah.
And,
That one I
and,
like.
and it's Hassan Piker, right? Yeah, I watched his stuff for a while. Like his stuff
He got
too.
me on that guy.
He's an entertaining guy,
like
right?
him, yeah.
But the idea was that a lot of people don't have the chance to consume more than one or two bits and pieces of podcasts, long-term form podcasts. And so with Joe Rogan, he's able to put this long podcast out, put this idea out there to people, and then not have anybody refute it. and not have anybody, and he's not going to refute it on the show.
Yeah.
So the Proud Boys guy can be like, yeah, women should be in the kitchen. They should provide for men, and men should be men and have axes and chop wood, and it should be the 1950s home like we all should be. And we're going to wear our weird button-up shirts and our weird skinny ties. And listen to us. We're right. And nobody's saying no.
Right.
It's presented as if it's a valid, okay thing. And for people to interpret.
So you think it gives it validity?
Absolutely.
All right.
Because
See,
he's putting things like Bernie Sanders and high. The bigger he's getting, the more substantiated people, more proper scientists. And,
hey, he's no Sean Evans, sir.
Sean Evans, he ain't no hot one.
Ain't no hot ones.
But the idea is that by being like, oh, I'm just this guy, but I have Neil deGrasse Tyson, one of the leaders in his field. Oh, I have Bernie Sanders, one of the most liberal, progressive people on thing. Oh, I have Mitch McConnell. He's one of the most evil bastards.
He's never had Mitch McConnell on.
But I don't pay attention enough.
He's the pale man.
Dan Crenshaw, the eye patch man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had him on. He's an evil villain, right? And that's not even an eye patch thing. He's just a bad guy. And so you have those on, and then because it's on the same show, it's all the same even platform, even though it's not.
No, it's not at all.
But I think people it does do
here's
that.
my thing. Like, do you criticize the journalists that, I guess, have to befriend like these serial killers to get the interviews with them in prison and shit like that?
But what's the goal of them doing? Are they reporting a story that's factual?
Sometimes they have the serial killer that's telling his shit,
right,
saying how he killed these people.
So yeah,
I mean, like Garth McGinnis, who you brought up earlier, has done interviews on MSNBC and CNN.
Right, but as the Proud Boy guy,
yes.
Yeah, he has.
Well, compared. But
that's different because you already know if it's MSNBC.
There's going to be someone pushing back.
You know the home field there. Yeah,
right.
Someone's going to push back.
Right.
Fuck, the logo pushes back.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's, if he's on there.
Yeah, Matt, I was going to say some snarky shit.
You already know who's watching that.
Right.
And with Joe Rogan, his shit, it intertwines a lot of different, like you. I mean,
right.
Come on.
Because I could like a Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I could say fuck off to an Elon Musk, and it's on the same show.
I feel like a lot of his viewers, it's a lot of people who are on the fence who listen to a Joe Rogan.
And I feel like
I think that's where it gets a little dicey.
Right. And I think the fact that it never was his job to push back on any of those ideas.
Right.
But the fact that who he gives the platform to is the biggest problem. And then what it's turned into lately, which is the push point, the pain point here, is that he has been wishy-washy / against vaccines.
Yeah.
And by
Pretty
that,
against,
I mean, well, no, because he's against vaccines. I think he's like, I want the old people to get it, but like young men who are virile and strong, they should never get it. They don't need to put toxins in their bodies and natural immunity and all this other bullshit.
Joe Rogan doesn't speak for me, so.
Right. Well, you're also not young and virile.
He's talking about
used to be
20-year-olds is what Joe Rogan is doing in that tweet, or in that instance, because it wasn't a tweet, it was on the show.
Right.
But, I mean, overall, it's just, whether you like it or not, being against the vaccine is a normal point at this point.
Shaq has given up.
Huh?
Shaq has given up.
Shaq? Yeah. Shaq is anti-vax?
No. He's the opposite, but he was like,
tired of people.
He was pro-mandate, and he's at the point now he's like, you know what? Whatever, man. Let him get it. If not, whatever.
Well, no, but that's the thing that anti-vax stuff has helped, and that's why Neil Young yeeted out, and that's why everyone's mad right now, is because a lot of people are getting fatigued at something that we could have remedied.
The whole thing.
We could have remedied this pretty quickly, and I blame. And I'm not just pointing fingers at Joe Rogan. He's not in control of anything, other than the minds of stupid people, in my opinion, or people that take his word as fact. Which I'm not going to say is all 11 million listeners, but there's a good subset of them that that take the word right. But
let's not lie and act like it's not dumb people in America.
well, that's the idea. That's the idea, right? But I'm talking about government giving us more than fucking 4 tests. I'm talking about giving us mandatory time off so we could stay home and do that stuff, right? Quarantine packages, people giving people food and groceries for 2 weeks so they can stay inside and then we could squash this shit, right?
St. Europe.
Right. No, but emergency checks for people and incomes, with people low income and stuff, giving me a couple extra bucks to make sure that if I miss a job, if I miss something, that I can live. That's something the government should and could have done at any given time, and they refuse to at every pass. A lot of times do the Republicans, but Biden's not doing shit, and Trump
gave more money than Biden.
Well, that's just math. It was his fault.
I mean, I'm just.
But Biden, that's a
Unfortunately,
negative
that's
thing. But I think that's a negative thing. Biden should give us more money, and I think by going, here's the last one,
Look.
and we're done, even though it's gotten worse, that's a bad thing.
Subconsciously, all this shit piles up on all of us.
All right.
And yeah, the fact that motherfucker really hasn't done much of anything. Granted, kind of hard when you got mansions and cinemas around. But yeah, I mean, we're just in this stagnant spot of COVID and nothing really happening.
Let's move away from like what Biden did. Like the overall hypocrisy by the Democrats also hurts their case.
Of course.
Gavin Newsom having dinner in an indoor restaurant,
AOC
partying in Miami.
Right.
Like, if you're an average person trying to convince you, like, hey, you need to do all these things. Yeah,
it's hurtful. It doesn't help the cause at all. Yeah.
But the thing is that we're human, and that's the hard part,
right?
Because we ask politicians to be exceptional, and they're mostly not. No, but they're mostly not. No, we ask them that, but they always let us down, and they always will. Because they're politicians and they're human. Well, that's why you vote for people, that you want them to be better than you.
You just vote because you don't want that guy to win. That's all voting is now.
That's the overall problem. Is like
that's exactly the problem.
When people complain about Biden and all the things that Biden hasn't done, it's like, bro, there was 20 Democrats at a certain point.
We got two choices.
No, you had more than two at a certain point. Yeah. You had 20 Democrats.
We don't control that part.
Yes, you do. You vote in the primaries.
You got to vote, right? But we're going down a rabbit hole, right?
Yeah,
people don't want to vote. People don't want to vote for Bernie because nobody trusts him. The older people who vote do that. But the idea is that it's not just one person at fault, but when it comes to politicians, you hope they work in your best interest. Is the thing, right? Yeah. They won't, but you vote for them to do so, and you can hold them accountable if they don't. Right? You yell at them, you shake them, and you trip them, and you push them. Right? So
would not be a gentle push.
But you ask, right? You ask them to do what's in the best interest. Joe Rogan is not a politician. No. He's not a scientist.
He doesn't have a radio.
He's nothing.
Of those three things.
No, but he's nothing but he's an entertainer, quote unquote, and I just because I don't see it anymore.
Are we entertainers?
We can be. We are funny. I would say we're funnier than him at times.
Each other, so yes.
Right. Okay. We're funnier than him in batches, I bet you. But the idea is that he has this show that he gives all this equal credence to everything where it doesn't deserve to be. And the thing is less about what he intends to do, because he'll just wipe his hands, and has consistently wiped his hands of everything and said, I'm just a fool. I'm just a guy.
He admits
He admits when he's wrong. I never wanted people to not get vaccinated. I just said young people should. He always has these little tweaks and caveats. When people are not listening to everything he's saying, they're saying, oh, no vaccines? I'm not getting a vaccine. And I'm going to tell my friends not to get vaccines because I pushed back on...
A la Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I pushed back on one interview thing here. And this is the one that got me the most, that pissed me off the most. That is a perfect example. Then we can get into the racism.
Oh, great.
Which was... So he got COVID. He's had COVID like twice or whatever. Yeah. But he got COVID. And he went on things. He's like, guys, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm not vaccinated. I took the Z-Pack, a bunch of other fun stuff, healthy stuff, boosters. And I took ivermectin. Okay, CNN goes on and be like, he took ivermectin, the horse fucking bullshit, right? And they went off and they made fun of him about taking horse ivermectin. He took human ivermectin.
It's in pharmacies.
It's in pharmacies. You can get ivermectin. And so then he goes on the show. He talks to, I want to say it was Gupta, because I think he's CNN's analyst, and he was like, one of those guys. And he goes, why were you guys fucking lying about me taking horse ivermectin? That was not true. You guys made me look like an asshole. He wanted to sue him at one point for defamation of character, saying he looked like a dipshit.
He just joked about that. I don't think he was ever real about it.
But the idea was that they made him look like a fool, and they were lying. Okay? Yeah. In a time where you had a president just recently finish up saying that the news is fake news and we should attack the journalists, and
no, that was like 5 months ago.
But that's the idea of 4 years of Trump.
No, I understand, but it wasn't right after it. That was like 5 months ago.
No, but
he got COVID like in August.
That's not the point though. The point is, I'm saying the climate is still there.
Yeah.
So you do 4 years of a guy saying fuck journalists, don't trust them at all, and then you go after a journalist over your personal vendetta over something that was false. He didn't take horse ivermectin. He took regular classic ivermectin, and he goes, you guys were lying and all this stuff, and then the implication is that we shouldn't trust you guys. Because that's the implication when you do that. Yeah. If you're going to lie about that, what else are you lying about? And what it does is it gives credence to all the lying. Here's the bad part. Ivermectin does not do anything. It probably does something.
Kills parasites.
It kills parasites.
That's its purpose.
But it's not a fucking parasite. It's a fucking respiratory virus that we know. So he's getting people who may not have the advantages he has. He may not have the type of ivermectin. So when people say the horse
go
shit,
to fucking Tractor Supply.
To horse supply company, get ivermectin, take a bite out of it, and they fucking die. It happened. Maybe not because of him, but people did it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna say, and so the moral of that story is don't trust the news. Not this guy took and promoted a drug that didn't do anything for anybody and could cause more harm than that. And he plays it like that every chance he gets.
That's a shtick.
The news already itself, I don't trust the news.
You're not supposed to trust all of it. You're not supposed to.
They're what motivated us to believe that Iraq had WMDs. I already don't trust the news because of all the things.
The media's trash.
Yeah.
Right, but
then like when it comes to actual progressive movements, like Wall Street, Occupy Wall Street, and things like that, the minute like the America starts turning a little bit liberal, they pull back. It's the media that's pulling back to push people into certain ways. Joe Rogan doesn't push people to do anything. You literally can consume whatever you want one day and not the other day.
Here's my thing with Joe Rogan. If before Trump, did he have this show before Trump?
Yeah, he's had it since like 2004.
I'm sure he's had many of the same opinions. He definitely said nigga back then. I know for sure.
Oh yeah,
but the fact of the matter is, before that, he was not. I mean, who would have put stock into whatever the fuck Joe Rogan
his opinion.
His opinion. You wouldn't have cared because we went from fucking solid land before that, nice balanced solid land to fucking quicksand. So whatever ripples or movements you make, more this way or that way, it's gonna be a big ripple.
Right.
Especially if you have that big of a platform. So that's why, I mean, fucking Hollywood and the entertainment industry is on fucking walking on eggshells constantly.
Right.
Because, the climate is so fucking this way or that way dug in. If you even say some shit that's slightly against what I believe, I'm going off. If you say some shit that slightly agrees with what I'm saying, I'm a huge fan of you, sir. We saw it here.
Right.
Like, that's where we are.
Right.
It's fucking quicksand. So that's the issue I have. Like I said, the interviewers who interview fucking serial killers. I saw a documentary on Netflix that chicks just kept emphasizing. One of these doctors kept emphasizing that he's like, this guy's not my friend. I have to tell you, he's not my friend. I have to get the answers out of him.
Right.
I'm kind. I tell him things, whatever, whatnot, and he lets the guy talk. He just lets this psychotic fucker talk.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, they do that. He has a racist piece of shit on his show. Donahue used to do that back in the day. He used to have Klansmen and shit on his fucking show. And so I grew up with shit like that. So to me, it's like, no, it's where we are now. What he's doing is no different than what other motherfuckers have done. Fucking Howard Stern did some off-the-wall shit that is definitely
absolutely
not okay.
They're in the same vein. They're shock jocks.
They're the same fucking guy to me.
Yeah.
Damn near. And so, I know Howard Stern's trying to make a change, but nah, fuck that. You did some shit
and
back
people
there.
will say, well, look at Howard Stern and all the crazy shit he did. And it's like, no, he's wrong.
Yeah.
And he knows he's wrong.
Now he does.
Yeah, but
I don't think he knows he's wrong.
Well, he's acting like it.
He acts in like in a way that he's trying to redeem his sins almost. Where he's not doing that type of stuff. He's not doing the sex vibrator things, right? Like he used to do, right? He's not having what's the guy's name with the small head? Beetlejuice. Yeah, you don't have him on to make fun of him and shit. No, he's left.
I thought he was dead.
No, he's still alive. He's still kicking. But no, the other guy with the flat nose, I think, died. The one did lots of cocaine. Artie Lang? Yeah.
No, Artie Lang's still alive.
Oh,
maybe Beetlejuice. I don't fucking know. Somebody's dead.
Point is,
go ahead.
But the idea is that he stopped doing this shit because he realized, maybe can't be making a living off of this, right? And he's on Sirius. Nobody can make a living on Sirius anyway. But the idea was that you're right.
Yeah.
We're in a spot where those ripples are catastrophic.
Right. And it's a thing that we're like, that's kind of what the issue is somewhat. It's just like, all right, like, people wouldn't be believing. Fucking Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have believed me if this was fucking 06. You know what I mean? But now that we're in this time, like, fuck that. I'm not going to change what I do just because I'm in this. I think that's kind of what he's at,
and
too.
I posit the idea is that
he already apologized and said that
he apologized for fucking.
that was
any apology.
I mean, it's 1 week ago. Like, we're not that far off from when him
This whole
saying,
thing.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he just said 1 week ago, I'm going to have people on. Spotify is pressuring me to have different people of different opinions on.
Well, that doesn't
And-
incentivize me to watch. It's just like he's mandated to do it.
But that's the thing. So with
I want him to want to do it, Marcus.
I mean, he's kind of already done it. And when it comes to people of bad opinions, Garth McGinnis hasn't been on since he stuck a dildo up his ass in 2018. Alex Jones, he said he's never allowed back on his show after the.
But he already had him. The damage is done. He causes
an
damage,
archive.
and then he causes damage, and he goes, "Oh, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm
that's what I said,
reformed."
it's his-
And then he finds a new thing to fuck up.
That's his out.
Right. That's his out. And
to him, he's figured out a method. I can do a lot of shit. All I have to do is say this. Like,
Right.
get Stephen Colbert out. We won't connect this.
Right. Well,
yeah.
but he is that was a bad the Colbert thing. He did an Asian stereotype. It's a bad racist joke. Character, that's how he talked himself out of it, and then it was like, oh, as a character is bad, you move on. He doesn't act in that way.
That's his out.
That's his out.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan,
How do we know he hasn't changed? It's been 1
he
week.
hasn't.
he doesn't.
It's been 1 week.
What, Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Oh, he
You know,
won't change. Adults
because
don't change, Marcos.
I think adults do change all the time.
So what? He's going to
never
start
seen it.
promoting vaccinations when the damage is already done?
You can be anti-vax. That's just a normal
No,
point.
but that's not a normal thing.
That is a normal thing.
It's not a normal thing. It's only normal to you is because you live in a world where people think that that's okay, and it's never okay. It's not. This is the part that you're gonna hear. This is the real shit. This is the part that I'm mad about, and this is the part that's been pissing me out in my own fucking personal life and in the world as a whole. We participate in this society. We play this fucking game called capitalism, politics, media. We play this fucking game because we all agree to the rules. The rules that we pay our energy bill on time, we pay our water on time, we pay our rent on time, we go to our job on time, we do the things that we need to do for money to participate in society. We get cars, we use that tax money for roads so that we can all be on the road safely, so we're not fucking running each other over. We have the guidelines that we need to do to have a functioning society. To keep society alive at any given moment, you follow the smartest people in the fields of medicine. Now, do the people in fucking medicine know all the things? No. Are they completely removed from politics and funding and all that stuff? Absolutely, they're not separated from that. There's all sorts of mixing and mingling and imperfections in the system. That's fine. Because the ultimate goal is that you all function as best we can, following the general consensus that we all kind of agree on.
And there's never been a general consensus, or else we would have voted in a vaccine mandate like the rest of the world. We don't all, not everybody in the world, in this country, agrees to it,
Most
sadly.
polarizing.
But the thing was why did they agree for it for so long, and then all
They
of a sudden
never
didn't?
agreed to it.
What, all the polio vaccines, all the ones in the 60s?
That's a whole different generation.
That's a whole
homie.
different
That's a whole different generation, but we all benefit from getting the vaccines. We got our tetanuses, Hep
Because
C,
they made
B,
it they made it political.
That's it.
Would you?
Right.
I understand where you are coming from, but you need to understand that because it became political, because it became associated with Biden, like that's why it is the way it is.
But that's no excuse.
Kamala literally in the vice presidential debate said she wasn't going to take the vaccine because it was rushed too fast. That is the vice president like flip-flopping and having the original anti-vax opinion, and that's just in October.
First of all, it's vice president, and Kamala Harris. I don't like her to begin with.
don't
But
know.
the idea, but to that
That's
point, right?
hypocrisy from the top
to that
down.
point, the thing is that as information comes, you adjust accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're supposed to do. And when you have information, you don't take all the information from one source. When you talk about news being bad, I agree. Because there's money behind it, there's influence behind it, there's sponsors. You got to do what you got to do to play the game. And people have to understand that that's the thing you should be questioning. It's not questioning what the truth is. It's questioning where your truth is coming from, right? Because there's absolute truth. Water's wet, ground's hard. Sometimes, I don't know, that's not even true anyway. Air's in the air. There's oxygen. There's nitrogen.
Air
There's all that
is in the
stuff.
air,
Exactly. These are truths that we know, right? Gravity is a theory, but shit falls. We understand this. At the time of the coronavirus, things were developing. We didn't know a lot. We didn't know what the fuck. We were wiping our hands and fucking doorknobs and shit, thinking that it was something that we could touch and put in our mouth, when it was really just something we could inhale.
We're still learning about.
Right. And there was things that we had mandates that were put into place. Nurses got fired because the natural immunity they didn't think was enough. They find out that around the Delta times, if you got it and then went around your day, you were just as good as vaccinated or better. Actually better than that. But at the time, you don't know that. And so you have to act in society's best interest at the time with the best information that you have. We have all the information that we have and that we need to understand that this shit works and it keeps people from getting sick. And what Joe Rogan does and is consistently doing is saying that that's not the truth, or there's variants and alternatives to it that don't have any real credence and that don't have any real truth. But because of the climate, because of his influence, and it is true, real influence, he can't say that he's just some guy. I'm just some guy.
No, I'm tired of celebrities saying that bullshit.
You can ignore me.
Yeah.
I'm nothing compared to that in terms of the influence and the influence of the words that he speaks.
If you're Joe Rogan or Dave Chappelle, you have fucking influence.
Right.
You're not a normal
guy. So you
guy.
can't say, take ivermectin, take Z-Pack, take all this stuff because it's better or it's different or you should question it when the consensus says that this shit works for the most part, plus or minus a few. Yeah. Nothing's perfect, but plus or minus a few. And by a few, I mean 0.0. Was it 0.03 or something like that percent of the people with like high blood pressure or they have a certain disease or celiac, whatever the fuck. I don't know because I'm not a fucking scientist. Right. But
you should know the points that an anti-vaxxer makes. That's how you counter them. Like that's let's go through 3 real quick, and you try your best. If you don't know it, I'll tell you what the answer is.
Yeah.
I'm scared of the long-term effects of an mRNA vaccine because it's a new technology.
It's not a new technology. It's been around since the 60s. They've been working on it. They were able to get the funding to rush it in recent times. They were already working on something analog to it, and so therefore it was not rushed. The technology was there. They just applied it to this.
Okay, that is mostly correct outside of the fact that it was SARS, that we were trying to make a vaccine for SARS using mRNA, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I am skeptical of the vaccine because they said if you got it, you couldn't vaccinate, you couldn't infect other people. But vaccinated people infect other vaccinated people all the time.
That's one of those things where I don't know the exact answer, but the idea is it's the information you use at the time that's bestly available at the time of when you say it.
As far as I've been told by every nurse and doctor, because nurse and doctors, I don't know why, but they are 50-50 split. I know a lot of nurses and doctors.
Yeah, me too. I've heard that.
Yeah, I don't know why,
right?
But they are. And most of them have told me, the ones that are pro-vax are like, it's not supposed to stop you from infecting other people. It's just supposed to stop you from getting hospitalized. You look at the hospitalization rate, 93% of people that are
vaccinated
93% of people that are hospitalized are unvaccinated.
Right.
That's
it's a numbers game. Okay, so then that's the misrepresentation of the numbers game, which was the vaccine was for.
Yes.
Not prevention, but rather prevention from hospitalization.
Correct.
Okay. Third one.
I'm scared it'll affect fertility is the other thing that I hear a lot.
If you get COVID, it could potentially affect fertility already. Correct. And mRNA vaccines do not have any history of affecting that, nor does the cells applied to the vaccine apply to that portion of your body.
I will throw in a 4, the bonus.
Yeah.
If they work so well, why do we need a new booster already?
Because the lack of vaccinations, variants are able to develop based off of different environmental and biological cultures in people's bodies.
Correct. Yeah. Like all of those are right. Omicron was
able... They're not going to listen to you.
Right. That's too many words. It's too many big words. Not even big words, just too many words.
No, for them, big words. Look, no, and see, that's my thing. Throwing facts it's not going to do anything for these people. They'll look at Joe Rogan over facts. And for those people, God bless you. Good luck to you in the world.
Joe Rogan has been owned by facts. He's already had Jamie pull his collar enough times.
Lately?
Yes.
You've told me that though. That Jamie's not done so as much.
I don't even know who the fuck Jamie is.
His man in the chair, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, his man in the chair. Like Jamie will be like, "No, that's not true, Joe," and then Joe like re-examine it, and we'll see what happens.
I don't want to sit and watch a regular man re-examine shit.
Right.
Look, man. Like I said, that's the way I stand with Joe Rogan as far as that COVID shit and his influence is like, yeah, if it world wasn't the way it was right now, it wouldn't fucking matter. It is. And so it's putting these celebrities in a spot to where either you take responsibility for your influence or you fucking don't.
Right.
And that's why a lot of them are showing their ass right now because like, oh yeah, you don't give a fuck about people.
But how many celebrities are anti-vax and then like,
say it.
You just let it go. I mean, I'm trying to think of like the Black Panther, Wasp.
She really is.
No, but we scrutinize them and we mock them because they're incorrect by the code of society.
But there's no apologizing or anything that you're
they're dug in.
Yeah.
So
but there's no apologizing, and then hopefully they lose their job because they signed that contract before COVID, which is why they haven't fired her ass immediately because unions work. Get a union, folks. But I'm
All right,
just
Jimmy
saying.
Hoffa.
I'm just saying. If Sherry didn't have a union, she'd be gone. She'd be gone. Letitia Wright,
Fine.
gone if she didn't have a union.
I don't care one way or the other.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
But
Let's move on to the N-word.
No, did you want to go there? I
really don't
I wanted
care.
to rap.
I mean,
a little bit.
I already knew.
Because I guess that's the but am I right that with the vaccine things that we got to play by? That's why we have society, is so that we play by the rules that we're given as best we can.
No.
So why participate in society then?
What else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Jump off a fucking bridge?
You want to go live in the woods with hippies in Arizona?
No,
Like
but-
that's
Or
the
the
alternative.
Unabomber? Like those are your only options.
So what do we do with the people that believe?
You take your own personal responsibility and do the best that you can.
That's all.
all you can
That's
do.
all you can do.
And then, like, when you say you're supposed to follow health experts, I mean, raise your hand if you got 9 hours of sleep last night.
Well, I don't sleep. I have a medical.
You're not
condition
listening to
problem.
health experts. Do you know how many calories you're supposed to eat in a day to be healthy?
It's like your weight minus a 0 or something, or plus
You
a 0.
can download an app that tells you that. You just plug in your weight. It tells you how much calorie, how much protein. But you don't do that.
Right.
And it's as simple as downloading an app.
Yeah, it's also simple. It's simpler than eating healthy and doing something. Getting a free vaccine that saves the people around you.
It's the same plot thread to a lot of these people.
If I took a shot to not be fat, I'd be fucking stoked. I'd do it tomorrow. I'd do it tonight.
You would have people take a shot for that way quicker.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but
You can get lipo.
but we can do that. Like if somebody in the chat, what about isms are just a distraction? But that's the thing. We know it's not a guess.
Yeah.
We know to a certain statistical percentage that these shits work.
You're saying words like statistical and percentage. You've already lost them. I'm dead serious. You just have.
I know that, right?
Yeah.
But
Because you're not.
But we can't
the fact
let-
that you're not putting in is how fucking dug in people are. If you make fun of them, if you question them, if you judge them, that makes them fucking dig in more. It was motherfuckers on the grassy knoll waiting on a dead president to be resurrected. A crowd.
It wasn't a big crowd. It was like 80 people.
It's still fucked up.
that's 80 more people than there should have been.
Exactly right.
You know what? 79. I'll give one guy credit.
We're in a place, and one thing that,
I mean, there was one guy that showed up and selling shirts.
Oh, cool. That guy's the smartest guy. I was about to say that's the smart guy.
It, right.
But yeah, no, like people are at a point. It's a group of people, a large sum of people, especially Americans, to where if life doesn't make sense to them, they lose their fucking mind.
And
it's a lot of them.
And that's why I feel like Joe Rogan is so in the wrong right now, because it's less
like exploiting those people.
It's less about exploiting. And you made an idea, Tommy, about the world being tumultuous and the sand, there's a foundation type of thing. And you guys are. It's hard to admit this, I think. Culturally, as Americans, as men, as our hyper masculine society lets us, I think everyone's scared. Everyone's but
Of course.
no one says it. No one says it. And I think that all those things, like concerns, they're fears of the vaccine. They're afraid of it.
Yes.
And but they're afraid of the unknown. And so they do all the crazy things and they question it like that, because questioning, hopefully they can find some truth when the truth that exists, or the closest thing to it, the statistical percentage of truth, which is if you get the shot, you don't die and you don't spread it to other people's, but a chunk of the time, you're not spreading as much. They're afraid and that they can't control that. And so they make up this whole infinite world, and that infinite world of nonsense and craziness and conspiracy theory can't be validated. I don't know how to fight it because I'm just a guy, and I'm truly a guy.
You ain't going to do shit for it.
You have conversations. That's the only way you can
That
fight.
is one by one, breaking it down slowly, patiently, which you don't have any of that. Just be honest.
But how? But why negotiate with the people with the bomb? That's the thing.
Because
Like
you live next door to them.
But they're gonna blow up everything up already.
How?
By killing grandma. By spreading the
Don't
shit.
bring your grandma around the motherfucker.
They're only killing.
They're gonna kill their
themselves.
grandma.
Yeah, they're only killing themselves at this point.
And tell that to the people who got it from the people who got it from the people who gave
Well,
it to
yeah,
the other
they-
people.
well,
right?
that's
Because that's the thing. We're a part of the society.
It's gonna happen. But you know what?
'Cause if it was-
Guess what,
but
Sammy? We got
number-
vaxxed and we boosted though.
Yeah, the numbers are in your favor.
The numbers are heavily in your favor.
The numbers are in the favor.
It sucks that people got to get sick. Yes. I hate that shit too. But it's either segregate these motherfuckers, or which we can't do, which we're not going to do. What can you do? That's it. That's where I'm at.
The
what
best
the
you
fuck
can
can
do
you do
is have a conversation. And
That's
the
all.
only people that the only two people I can only know three media people that are able to have conversations with the other side and try to find the middle ground, and that's Hassan He had what is it? Herschel Walker's gay whatever
son. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he is, but he had him on. He's a
okay.
Clarify that a bit. You didn't know who the person was or what
his name is.
Okay. Yeah, you got to clarify.
You're like, he's gay, whatever.
That's bad.
No.
I just didn't know what his name is.
His name, that's like whatever his name is, not whatever
But
he is.
He is a gay conservative.
Right.
Yes, he is.
Right.
He's
Bernie Sanders is he will go on Fox News and talk.
Bernie will go anywhere you put a mic in front of his face.
Yeah. And Joe Rogan is the third.
But the thing is that there's no good faith in the listening. I don't think that's the case, and I think that's where it all went wrong. Is that the people nobody's listening, and I don't think that anybody could listen. So I don't and I don't know.
They listen
how.
to what they want to hear.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think so. You dream of a world where you can change the minds and hearts of people.
I have changed the minds and hearts of people
One by one.
One by one.
He is right.
There's greater responsibility.
It takes a lot.
I think.
I want you to go back in time to the 1800s, and imagine you were black, and then
This is fun.
understand. You are going to die and nothing is going to change, but you have to spend your whole lifetime looking at white people in the face and being like, I'm human, I'm human, I'm human. And that argument, that one sentence argument, didn't see fruit until 1970, until what, 1990s maybe? Like
That's a maybe.
Yeah. Like that, it takes...
It still isn't fully, not even close to fully there.
It takes forever to change people. And you need to understand that it's bigger than you and your existence.
Look at a good example. What is it? Post-Civil War to, like he said, probably around the 80s, 70s. That's when shit finally... It's when we could be okay to go to the grocery store and not be called nigga. Like... It's that.
And even then.
And even a lot of that. It was still illegal, I think, for like white people and black people to marry in certain parts of the country. So, yeah, like.
But here's my point to that.
Hopefully we won't get to that fucked up place to where science is black people. Because that'll be bad.
But that's the thing that infuriates me, is that we've learned, we should have, that the science and humanity says that black people are people, that vaccines are good. Mm-hmm. That they're beneficial. They can eradicate diseases. That let's see, what other civil rights? Women should vote. We can barely get the fact that they should have reproductive rights.
Well, not here.
No, we could barely get that across, and even then, we're working on the trans kid thing. That's it's still in its infancy in terms of the application of it, and we're still getting it wrong. But that's a broader thing where we're still defining it. So that's harder to fix. But once we are able to define it a little more solidly, then we should be able to get that going, hopefully sooner than later with this new generation. They're good kids. Having known where we've been and where we're going and where we can go, this should not be an issue.
It shouldn't be.
But you can't fault people for getting upset about it when there's the question of, is a black person a real person? We know the answer. There's one answer. It's yes.
Took like 400 years.
A long time for that.
I'm sorry, but it's just the way ideas work, dude. But
who put the idea in the fucking minds? Joe Rogan.
I don't think he did put the idea of that in.
Christy McCarthy, Jenny McCarthy. She did. That thing.
If you're listening to those two again,
what do you think people are doing? They're scared.
You can't help those people,
but they're listening.
man.
But everyone's scared, and everyone's listening to what makes them feel better.
Yeah, everyone's in an echo chamber,
and that's what's gonna kill us all. And not because doing, because I'm doing what's right. You're doing what's right. You're doing what's right. Most people are doing what's right.
It doesn't matter in the end.
What kind of defeatist shit is that?
It's not defeatist. It's realistic.
Nothing matters.
Call me cynical as fuck if you want to, but to me that's my logic.
So then where's the fucking hope?
When does last time good shit
happen? Any of it matters? And when does any of this shit matter? Because there's always going to be the people.
Because ideas live longer than you.
Yes.
That is the idea.
But the ideas that are correct don't get applied until I'm dead?
Well, they don't teach history anymore, so they probably won't get applied then.
Right.
I think all this stuff does take time, and I'm sorry. Like, these ideas, that's why you need to do the right thing about using your platform, whatever it is, the 20 people, 10 people that might be in there.
You're being generous.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
To the people that you have a conversation with in day to day, it's ideas will outlive you. Yeah. That is the end. That's all you got.
But the thing about these are not ideas.
They are ideas.
The idea that people should live in harmony is an idea. The idea of religion is an idea. We don't know what it is or what it isn't. We know the shit works.
We do.
It's available for everyone to know it.
We know that.
It's available.
People don't want to know that.
But that's the thing, and I think
Can't change that.
that if I become religious, I hope they are. If I have no choice in it, then I hope they are damned to hell. I hope they fucking die in a fiery inferno. I cannot stand it, and
hell
I won't.
would have to exist, sir. I just said hell would have to exist. You know what hell is, sir? Right here. Why am I calling you sir?
I don't know. That's weird.
It is very weird.
It's gonna put on my serious face.
You did. Yeah, you had to. We had an exec in today. I dropped sir. But look.
Fair enough.
He was Mexican.
Who?
One of like CEO types.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Older guy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There you go. But
Any more Mexican
man.
CEOs?
No. Yeah, it's the only
Like
one I've
the
ever
dude from
seen in my
Goya.
entire life. That's the other one. Only two. Goya guy and this dude.
Goya guy. That guy
Look.
needed butt.
Here's the thing, man. No, like it's just give up. Essentially, don't kill
That's
yourself.
not the message I
Don't
want to
commit
put out there. I want to
suicide,
put a
but
good
no.
message out there. Because
Just-
Key asking in the chat, do you think things are going to get better or
No,
worse? just in
worse,
general?
Key. Far worse.
They're gonna get better.
Nah.
They're just gonna get worse for a little bit, and then they'll get better.
Well, that's just life, but we won't be here when they do get better. It'll
we
be
might
like
still
when
be
the
here.
dinosaurs
We're
got
30,
extinct.
we're 30-ish. We'll be around when things get better.
We'll be gone by then.
20-year cycles. No, but I need something to do to them.
No,
Or
you
should do
can't
for
do
them.
to them.
No, but you
have-
can't let it sit.
You
Yeah.
have conversations. That's all you can do.
Literally, his method is your only method.
Then
You're not going to reach a mass of people and change their minds. It's not going to
And
happen.
if you fight, you lose.
No, but so what do? We just let Joe Rogan just say whatever he wants and fight against what I'm for? Because he's doing the opposite of what I want him.
Joe Rogan is not even the biggest arbiter of this to begin with, because he doesn't have a agenda most of the time. If you want to say that people fear mongering, you got to look at Charlie Kirk, anybody else that works at Fox News.
Was
Candace
Charlie Kirk on the
Owens.
Joe Rogan show?
No, Charlie Kirk has never been on the Joe Rogan.
Which other one of those guys has been? Well, Alex Jones,
Alex
eye
Jones
patch
is
guy,
not on the same vein as Fox News people. That's a different color hair.
Fox News, they're monsters.
Yeah.
They're not even people in my eyes, really. But
No, they're really not.
because people have souls and stand for something, and they do neither.
And don't wear dumbass bow ties. But yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, and Joe Rogan barely is people because he doesn't have any opinions. He apologizes when he's told to, and he jumps when people say jump, and he says how high, and so
He's apologized without being pressured.
I don't know what he stands for.
he doesn't stand for anything. He's not.
Yes,
a people.
that's my problem with
not
it.
a
Because
people.
even like
He's a
if you have a
gelatinous
show
blob.
like that, if you know where someone stands, they don't even have to say anything
Right.
while this person's
At least the
talking, 'cause you
UFC
know
knows
where
what he's
they stand.
talking about. That's what I mean. That's like he's a UFC
It's his
announcer.
thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dana White's a white supremacist. He's a fucking racist.
They're like the same guy.
So,
He
yeah.
has like 5 black champions.
Yeah, but he's also a racist. So
Because they're good athletes.
and he's a Trump supporter and a racist.
He doesn't pay anybody shit.
Doesn't pay anybody shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's the point of having an athlete?
He's
You
the
don't pay him.
Browns. I mean, not the Browns. The
That's
Bengals
just him
owner.
Being, that's just him being anti-union, and even Joe Rogan does give him shit about that. That he's ruining things by like. I think one of the instances that he was really adamant about, like Dana White kind of sucks, is making the best fights. Is that like he won't cut a deal with John Jones, and now he won't cut a deal with Francis Ngannou. So that's a different like that have their own reckoning coming.
He's racist. What? But anyway.
No, he wants to
No,
pay anyone the bare minimum.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
well,
Dana White wishes Ed Hardy was still in style. He's definitely an Ed Hardy guy. But actually, both of them are.
I don't know. I
Yeah, let's wrap
I
this
can't
up.
live with your defeatism, and I can't live with your optimism. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Be somewhere in between.
No, because it's suffering. It's
Oh,
in
God.
between. Hoping for the best and
Well, his
knowing the worst is
optimism
happening.
pretty good.
No, because his optimism implies that people are willing to change.
people
Yes,
are
I
willing
don't-
to change.
I don't
Are you
believe
willing
that.
to change?
I'm only willing to change if
Being
it's
willing and
makes it
actually
survive.
doing it is the difference.
Doesn't mean the survival
Well,
for
here's-
myself or
here's
for the world. Then
here's the
yes.
issue. Well, not the issue, but the lens that you need to look at it. You're willing to change right now. Like you are going through a different. It's not political,
Right.
but you're going through your own journey of like, hey man, I'm not living right.
Right.
And
I have learned to accept adaptations in life, that things can change and are malleable.
Well,
somewhat.
I didn't even mean that. I
I'm
meant
saying in
things like
general.
you're looking for a job that makes you happy because you cherish mental health. You go to therapy. You understand that you need to do certain things to reach physical goals.
Right.
And you're putting all that together. You need to understand, sadly, the way that humans work is that It takes a long time. Like having the idea and committing to it is going to take like a year or two.
But the concerted effort to do it is,
and that's
needs
also
to
going to take a
exist.
couple years after that. Like human beings are computers with the 1994 Windows in them that take forever to update.
but the damage will be done it'll be too late.
The foundation's fine. We are.
I don't think anymore. That's a different topic. But I don't think people talk about, we'll get through it. We'll get through it like we did, back in the 60s with that turmoil,
Different
70s.
times.
Right?
Yeah.
It's same, but different. And I think the different is a little more evil. And I think that by allowing it to exist and by...
It's been way eviler before. This is not that bad. Like people that just want their rights or whatever the fucking bullshit they want. It's not as bad as like Friday night, let's drag a black person to the street and lynch him. Like it's not as...
It's not a nightly thing anymore,
It's a
but...
family event.
Oh, yeah.
They used to have picnics
yeah.
and shit.
I get that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
still
I want
evil.
to beat up Mexicans, the whole city worth of them, for wearing funny suits.
Right, that's hilarious. But not really. But the idea is that we progress, but that evil remains. It's not the same evil, but it's equal evil.
But that's why
it just evolves.
Yeah.
Right.
There's always going to be a conflict. We're never going to live in a kumbaya universe, and you need to understand that you can only control what's in front of you.
But you can definitely rage against the ones that are...
What good is it going to do?
Well, the ones that are causing the stir?
Yeah.
To stop the stir.
What makes you think that'll stop the stir?
Yeah.
There's always going to be different things. But if people at least have the fucking funding to be educated about just period, schools, not LaGrange high schools, not knowing about Tulsa, other than Watchmen.
Didn't learn my left and rights either until I was a teenager.
That might be on him.
You need to stop blaming LaGrange for not learning left and rights.
They didn't teach us. You teach a kindergartner that shit. They didn't do it.
Your mom should have technically taught
Knew
you
all my
that.
colors, just didn't know the
Did
left
you know
and
how to tie your shoes?
Mom taught me that one.
Okay.
She did not leave that up to LaGrange education. She didn't trust them.
I'm wearing Velcro right now.
Put in a lot of knots.
Because they light up too. You can definitely hold their feet to the fire, and I think it's time we fucking start doing it. And I think Spotify, first thing, find the shit out of them.
They're not.
You could
that's not
also
how
quit your
Spotify works.
subscription to Spotify if you're that,
Yeah.
against it. Again, Apple Music is out there. I think it's better.
I don't use Spotify. Like
If you don't use it, YouTube is an excellent alternative. It's many an alternative.
Well, there's only
The
reason.
only thing that sucks about not having Spotify, sorry, outside of all the
See,
Joe
but
Rogan
no,
stuff,
you know what, no.
is I don't have Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year.
I do get FOMO with that.
It's kind of cool.
Get FOMO
It
with
was kind
that
of cool
one.
this year, to be honest. And I wasn't depressed, so that was even
I
better.
could crunch my own numbers and figure.
To be fair, there's only one reason why I'm on Spotify, and we'll end with this. Spotify says it will invest $100 million towards content from historically marginalized groups after criticism of Joe Rogan's
They're
podcast.
not gonna listen.
I'm marginalized. I am the margin. Give me money. One money, please.
Yeah, that's a good pitch.
I am marginalized.
No. You know what? Fuck this. I have to say it. Anyone who's upset with this, which you should be if it upsets you, it very well should.
You have a pulse.
I get it. But anyone upset with this that still has Spotify, like I can't really, what am I going to say? No offense, but I'm dead serious. Like,
I mean,
anything I'm against, I don't fucking use. I've never bought a Goya product in my life. Never would. That's that kind of shit. If I found out that Coke had called all their employees,
They do.
I don't drink Coke, so that's why you.
Whatever it is, they do.
Yeah, like, no, I'm one of those people like, no, fuck it. I'm just one person, but that actually is something because it's going to be someone else who's like me, but that's just one less dollar that they have from me.
I'm more mad, I don't care enough to really like use it or to platform it or anything, but it's like the Joe Rogan thing is not as offensive as paying artists like a tenth of a penny per song, whatever the fuck it is. That when they leave the end of a month with like 500,000 plays and get a $20 check, that's probably way more insulting than
So Cass's podcast Untitled. Jay-Z, you might need to help us plug it in, but we'll figure it out from there. We didn't solve anything, but that's not the fucking point. I just needed to be angry for a little bit. We went very long. I didn't expect it to be this long.
I gotta go.
But we're gonna go without much ado. You guys never actually got to introduce yourselves or where you can
It's
find
fine.
you.
Play the internet.
See us Tuesday. See us Thursday.
It's what the hell is wrong with everybody? Oh, the music's wrong.
All right.
There's the music. It's still before 11. It's 11:04. Never mind. The intro's not even done yet.